I think we're here. Are you here, Alan?
I'm here.
Are you here, Paul? Okay. We've got a no for Paul. Are you here, Blue?
I'm here.
Okay.
Paul's frozen.
Oh no, we've got a frozen Paul. Well, he's got the name G something S, but no clue. We're clueless. If he's frozen, that means he can't even hear us. Oh, there he goes.
Did he fall out? Well,
Limey's predisposed at the moment, so he'll be on in a bit.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, we can hear you now. We can also see you moving now. We couldn't see you moving before. You're a statue.
yeah, the video is very cut and
Is that
jump.
better? Can you hear me better now?
We can hear you.
Good, because I'm on my bloody phone data again.
Oh.
Yeah. You might want to drop the video, Paul, because that's a bit choppy.
Yeah.
It seems alright for me a little bit. I don't know what it's like out in the
Because I lose
YouTube.
too much data.
Can't run yourself at 360p.
I usually have to stream on to make sure it's still running, but I always make sure I turn it down to 144p.
Or 144 even, yeah.
Well, it's just enough on the second screen to see that it's still up there.
Still there, yeah.
Which reminds me, I need to set it to double speed as well.
Who dropped Paul? You guys be careful. All we need is a clue, Paul,
Right,
if your internet can handle that.
I'll get to it. I'll get to it.
Does it use data for every letter?
I'm sure it does.
Don't use capital letters. And no space commas.
No, we don't need space commas, but I'm sure UTF-8 is okay. Oh, my face is still far too visible. Thanks.
Oh, okay.
So my face is getting like reds as well now, is it? As well as my voice.
No comment.
Look careful, I'll start singing. You have been warned.
That's what I was saying, Carl. Yeah, if you increase the font size, you use more data.
Basically.
Oh, okay. Here it comes. So today's scientist is one of the very few that has the honour of establishing a new scientific discipline. He was the very first astrogeologist. Okay. G something. Oh, wait, I've got to turn that off. G something S.
It's not a particularly hard one.
I watched a bit of Blue's last video, and I just skipped a bit of the first bit, and then all I seen was rumpers. Skipped a bit more rumpers. Skipped a bit more rumpers.
Carl Edwards obviously knows who it is. No, Irish, it's not Gary Steigman. Gary Starbinker.
Not quite, Elmix.
No.
Has anyone actually captured any, or not captured, or seen any video of any meteors that came over the northern hemisphere around your way, Alan? Because it was supposed to be night time or early in the morning for you, wasn't it?
I was all prepared to go out with the cameras and everything, and it was very cloudy. Then it pissed down with rain, and then it was very cloudy still.
Oh, okay.
I went to bed instead.
Did you get anything, Blue? See any?
No, I didn't see anything. Probably because I was sleeping.
Okay.
Yes, Irish got it. Carl had it first, though. He obviously knew who it was. Gene Schumacher, the first astrogeologist, has a comet named after him, right?
Oh, well, I thought there was a
Half of it is.
Yeah.
We just don't know which half.
I can say, didn't it crash into Jupiter?
Yeah.
A lot of times.
Yeah. I remember watching.
That was fascinating. Those chunks of that friggin' thing came slamming in there for many hours. I think if any of the bits of that thing would have hit us, it would have been all over.
I reckon so. You know, I found that word salad of Daislow's hard to debunk, just like Lindsay's stuff, because he says so many wrong things in one sentence. You just can't you can't decipher it.
Yeah, no, you can't. They're all actual words and terms. Well, most of them are, but
They don't go
then
together like that.
no, exactly.
I'm guessing half of them don't even belong in the same sentence ever.
You could probably put them in the same paragraph. But it'd have to be a big paragraph.
Yeah. What, you mean a couple of pages?
But I suspect it was straight out of the Ken Wheeler textbook.
Yeah, I think so. He's got to be reading that stuff off a script.
Yeah, yeah. Next time I think I'll record it. Type it out. So I can go through it bit by bit.
Just stick it into a voice to text. Or do you think the voice to text would not cope with it?
Oh no, it'd probably be in the do the live streams have a captions or not?
Some do, some don't.
I'm not sure if that one does. I've heard that guy do that same routine though, time and time again.
Oh.
Yeah. This one does.
And then Grim came in, and after about 5 minutes of Grim being in, that was enough for me. I had to go.
Imagine Die Slow, Grim, and D-Mock.
See, Grim's a proponent of all things conspiratorial.
Yes.
He believes that the oil replenishes itself through abiotic genesis under the ground somehow.
I've had a couple of conversations with Grim where the conversation was nothing at all to do with flat Earth or conspiracies.
Oh, he's not a flat earther.
He's not a flat earther. That's
No.
Sorry, yeah,
one thing.
he's another magnetic festerer, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an
Electric universe, yeah.
Anti-vaxxer,
Right.
Anti, like Big Pharma.
Yeah.
He thinks that the oil companies are all stiffeners because they're hiding the fact that that the oil wells apparently refill of their own accord somehow.
Yeah. I'll say I've had a couple of conversations with him on stuff completely outside of conspiracy stuff. And he's actually quite again, he's another one of these ones that's actually quite a pleasant bloke and reasonably.
Whoa. You obviously haven't had enough conversations with him.
Oh, did say you've got to keep it away from the conspiracy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the only other box he needs to tick is if he's a sovereign citizen or not.
No, I don't think he'd be a sovereign citizen.
No, I don't think so.
He's crazy, but he's not that crazy.
No.
Yeah, I've had decent conversations with Grim at times. when you keep him away from the damn electric universe crap.
Oh, I know.
I think before he started growing cannabis for a living, he was an electrician, if I remember correctly.
I'm not sure what he was.
So sort of explains maybe a little bit of that. To Grim, everything looks like a wire nut.
He claimed he worked in a plasma lab, right? You've heard that one, have you, Blue?
No, I haven't heard that.
Yeah, he worked in a plasma lab. It was his family's neon sign business.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess you could call that a plasma lab.
Plasma lab,
Yeah, sure. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, Terry, got any Lindsay for us?
Yes, I've got Lindsay ready to go.
You do?
Yeah.
Shit.
Professor Dave gets a real physics lesson. Dedicated to Dave Weiss.
Really?
Really.
Oh God.
Oh, good. It's 27 minutes and 13 seconds long.
Yeah,
Oh.
27 minutes, 13 seconds.
Press pause.
Press pause? Okay. Oh, we better put it to, we better put it to Lindsay speed. What did you want? Chipmunk speed?
No, just Lindsay speed.
There we go. Press play. Look, where is he? Oh, there he is.
Oh guys, this video is about the video Dave Weiss did with Dave, so-called Professor Dave. So we've got Flat Earth versus the globe, right? So I thought I'd do a quick video on it, but basically just going over the same old stuff I'm doing all the time. They just don't get it. Science knows nothing about this tropical gap. They don't even know what the tropical gap is on our flat Earth. They just tell you live on a spinning ball and tell you the magnetic field flows from the south up to the north of the ball. They don't know how magnets work. They tell people that science and all the BS you've learned at school has got nothing to do with reality, how a magnet works. They don't tell you about this field here that goes like this. They don't tell you what the tropical gap is for, even though we've got induction motors, magnetic induction motors with a gap between the fields. No, they just want you to think you live on a spinning ball. So Dave's first question is, how do we, on a pancake, see two rotating skies? It was quite easy. That rotating sky on the north is a parabolic image of the rotating sky on the south. Parabolic means they'll come together like this. Your arm's going like this. If you look that way, it's going one way, and that way's going the other way if you look that way, but we're not looking at one individually, we're looking at both of them. I can look with a telescope and see two skies. I can see the northern horizon moving like this, and see the big southern horizon over my head going like this. You can't have two rotations on one ball with a gap like this.
What did he say about the northern?
Okay? It's the best time to look at it when you're dead straight across the meridian, north to south. So you can't even debate with people like Dave because he doesn't know enough to debate.
Well,
you know,
how does it move
fields.
from one speed?
Was he saying he could see the northern rotation from New Zealand?
No, I think he was just trying to say that the tropical gap, if you're standing in the tropical gap and you do the old arm rotation thing, which is actually a really rotate them in the, one looks to be going clockwise and the other one looks to be going anti-clockwise. Yeah, but I still want to know how you get the outside one to go in the other direction.
Yeah, that's right. And I'm sorry, Lindsay, but one of the features of images of objects, whether it be through refraction or reflection, is that the image usually has the same features as the object that it's an image of. You know, like you would expect that if the southern rotation is an image of the northern rotation, that it would contain the same star constellations, but it doesn't.
Well, Paul, I suppose you can do some really complex transformation function, but
Yeah.
Well, no, wait a while. I have looked in the mirror a couple of times and seen Clint Eastwood, but then I woke up. God damn it.
I'll be afraid when I look in the mirror and see what's his name, George Burns.
They're just brain dead. They just.
Sorry, Alan.
Well, somebody said to me this morning when she looked in the mirror, she was stunned recently when she looked in the mirror and saw her mother looking back at her.
Oh.
Know nothing about it. So it's pretty hard to debate something of reality with someone who has no idea, and because he's so brainwashed and filled up with that science nonsense he learnt at school, he can't get a grasp on it. But this is basically what's happening. You're getting a rotation there, and there's a rotation out here, and you're continuously getting an image.
But Lindsay,
Yes.
people do go outside and actually look and investigate, not just learn something from a book. Sorry, Blue.
Oh, no. What did he say? Can't get a grasp on it? You mean sort of like you, Lindsay, right?
Yeah.
People that can't get a grasp on it.
But we only learn things from a book. We don't know nothing about outside. If we, like cameras and
I'm still perplexed as to what a parabolic image is. Don't know what a parabolic image actually is.
How do you make one?
Yeah.
Well, I assume you use some sort of parabolic transfer function. How you would actually create that using optics? Well, yeah, it's possible to do that creating. Why? But it wouldn't work for what he wants to do, would it?
I mean, I can understand the concept of an image created by a parabolic reflector.
Yeah.
You know, that's a real thing, but a parabolic image doesn't make sense, Lindsay.
A rotation anywhere around the Earth. That's the second question. How do we all see out in the south the same northern image? Because it's all from the centre here cast out. That's always turning, and this is always turning with it. But at the same time, as this turns, it's just pulling this field around like this, but there's still an image back here, because that doesn't disappear, it hasn't moved away, it's still there, it's always turning. There's always an image, but you've got to realise...
Yeah, but he's representing the image on a different axis to what the rotation is, the way he's doing it on the board there.
It's just like a kitchen juicer.
Yeah, that's it.
This is turning.
To make lemons.
Plop an orange down it. Yeah, just plop an orange down on top of that thing. You get juice at the bottom of it.
Yeah, but Lindsay, you'd think you'd get lemon juice from oranges.
So this will be turning all the way around like that too. So forever, there's an image here turning. So in reality, that image he sees isn't exactly the same as this guy's here, because this has revolved that little bit more from here. It's revolved, that star that was there is now around here, so it'll be seen out here. And the third thing is about stars. Why do you see a star in the north but not in the south? You'll see it in the north and the south if you're on the right meridian. If you're on that meridian, right there between those two curves like that, you start looking off on an angle like this, it starts getting warped. You have to wait till you're in this position here, or stand in that position, dead north to south. And the star back here will be a star in here, or a star there will be a star back here. That's how parabolic mirrors work. And that's what we've got, a parabolic image out to the south here. And then there's another question is, you're in the north, you see Polaris, you're in the south, you see Sigma Octantis. How come you can't see Polaris from the south? Well, you can, because Polaris is Sigma Octantis. Sigma Octantis and Polaris are the same.
No, it's not.
It's
Oh, no. I want to know if you've got the Southern Cross in the Northern Hemisphere.
We haven't.
No.
Yeah, I suppose we've got Cygnus, but it's not It's not nearly as pronounced as the Southern Cross. Also, isn't Sigma Octantis much further from the pole than
Yeah,
Polaris?
it's not quite.
Well, it's a hell of a lot fainter.
Oh yeah, I know it's a heck of a lot.
I don't believe you can't even see it with your naked eye, can you?
Mm-mm. You can't.
Fainter around here because it's a bigger, weaker field. It's more broad. Look, it's stretched out. The energy around here is the same energy in that sharp choke point. So that makes that the strong energy. The strong force and the weak force. So you get a parabolic reflection. You've got a rotation out here.
Shit.
What's the centre? Sigma Octantis. Centre of that Polaris. They've always been there forever and a day. Because they're actually another image of their sun, but that's beyond most people. They can't get their head around that one. Because it's right above the Arctic centre, dead centre, or slightly off centre, because the sun is off centre of the black hole. The black hole is the dead centre. You know, science knows there, it's all off centre. Go look into it. Off centre does a little rotation around that centre hole. That's what the sun does.
Go look into the black
Check out all my videos. Anyway, we'll run through the video, eh?
Oh, jeez.
I wonder if he ever watches these videos at all.
Yeah.
Ding dong. Limey.
Ding dong.
Hello, can you hear me?
No, we
Yeah,
can't. We
absolutely.
can't hear you.
Only just.
Can't hear me?
Just.
No, we can't
Really?
hear you. Sorry.
Change-
Our ears are nearly fried, so we can only just hear you.
I'm just in the process of fixing my stuff. All right, now that I've joined, I just need to step away for a moment to grab a coffee.
Yeah.
I shall be right back.
Taking a rally.
He's taking a rally. That's a good one. I'll pay that.
Kids, you out there on YouTube, don't watch. Limey is taking a rally at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as there's no sound effects with that, that's all good. Press play again. Oh, whatever.
Press pause. Press pause.
Yeah, press pause. Yeah.
Oh, the three-body problem, so we can't do calculations.
Stop being such a condescending prick. We already know. Just talk normal. Have a
Sorry, hang on 1 second. This is serious. This private chat keeps covering
Winding
this.
Dave.
We need to stop.
Winding
Why is
Dave,
this-
I call him.
The private chat.
Full of it.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
idea.
I shouldn't cover the chat, should it? Just trying to make sure everything's all right. The whole screen. All right. Yes, we're sorting it out. There seems to be a problem with Sean's. I can't hear you, Sean. Yeah, that's what's going on. I've been watching Sean every now and then, just chatting away, and we've not been hearing it. There's tons of important snippets of information lost forever to the ethos of the internet. How are you guys doing? There's a lot of back and forth, isn't it? It's a very,
I think it's their side.
American debate, isn't it?
They held the debate.
Insults and stuff.
Well, here's the thing. I would like to get off of the lights in the sky because I'd rather talk about the shape of the Earth.
Because they destroy the flat Earth.
Well, you can say that, but the lights in the sky have nothing to do with the flat Earth.
Okay,
Well,
so
if
this
they
was my first talking point. Were we going to do the talking points that we prepared? Because my first talking point is about this, and it is an absolute annihilation of flat Earth. That's why you don't want to talk about it.
Let's address that. The sky has nothing to do with the flat Earth. Yes and no. It doesn't really, because Earth is fixed and stationary. Earth is the plane of inertia between a positive field and a negative field. They rush to a point.
What on
The
earth
rush
does plane of
to a point.
inertia mean?
Bang.
Yeah.
Here's your plane of inertia.
Nonsense term, Terry.
The rest
Hey? Plane of inertia?
It's a nonsense term. It
Yeah,
means nothing.
exactly.
It's a Ken Wheelerism.
Yeah.
Magnetic festerism.
resting point. This is what you'd have if you lived on a spinning ball in the field from the south went to the north. That'd be it. It'd be all over. Fixed and stationary, dead. No life, no nothing. Because that's the plane there, right there. It's found equilibrium. Bang. No life. So that's how you have to see Earth. But you've got the magnetic field around it. So then you've got to move on from that. Because that's Earth itself, fixed and stationary between the two fields, like the 0 point type thing. But you've got the field flowing, magnetic field flowing like this. So you can look at it as an atom too, a magnet or an atom.
Just draw any wiggly
ring
line
magnet?
on there for a magnetic field.
anything.
Or an atom,
Oh dear.
because it's the same thing. It all comes out of here. The field, the strong forces in here, and the weak force. It's all north. Well, there's the equator, tropical gap. So the weak force is from there. I mean, the strong force is from there to there. It's the northern
I
horizon.
see the eyes and
It's the southern.
the ears.
Tropical gap. Because of the tropical
It's a
gap,
cat.
the two forces aren't meeting. They don't meet. They come
No,
here,
it's Yoda.
they go shoot through the ground, then come up here, and they go along and down through the. These never connect. If you close that gap up, that would be it. The end of your magnetic field. But you just check out all my other videos.
Yeah, really. Yeah, check out your other videos. Make as much sense as
these
what
are
this
flat
one
Earth.
does.
This has nothing to do with the fixed and stationary Earth, does it? That's the moving toroidal field, magnetic field. And what's in here, all the stars and everything, aren't going to fit down here.
Yay,
You
this
bring all those down,
twat.
they're not going to fit here.
Yeah, you come at the right
But
time.
it does if you understand the curving magnetic fields,
Well,
they'll all start fitting in.
I disagree.
These distances here all fit in if the field's curving.
I need to start
That's how it
being
works.
more late.
On the flat Earth.
Later.
Because the magnetic fields aren't straight, they're all curved. It's what you call the rum lines. All sorts of
Rum
names.
lines? What?
But in this
Is there any camels with that rum?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
farmer
rum
know
lines
what I'm talking
supply the
about.
Camels.
Yeah, where's the camels?
But why's the rum gone?
That was for
Because
the
the camels
camels.
drank it.
The camels
Pardon
drank it.
Camels drink it.
You're getting camels pissed. Isn't that animal cruelty? Well, no, maybe not cruelty. Probably enjoy it.
No,
That's how
the Australian explorers used to have camels, and they used to take some rum with them, and they said it was for the camels.
Fair enough.
model here, man has his own arc of horizon. He sees that far and he'll see all this. It's a beautiful, nice, symmetrical 180-degree arc. And everything comes back to him. All light is all perpendicular to that arc. 90 degrees to that arc. So because it's such a short distance, science tells you, oh, it's coming in parallel. And they're trying to tell you, you look out here. Oh, look, light's coming in parallel. No, we're down inside here, mate, and all the light's coming to us, to man. We all have our own arc of horizon. You can't have a person here and see this image here. This image will be like this. Here's his arc. See, science, they know nothing about this sort of thing. They should just start again.
No, you don't. You just don't understand it. You just make your own shit up.
Mm.
You have to understand
Talking
that.
about people that say, you know, that science doesn't understand anything and just speak complete waffle. Did you guys see Witsit Gets It's latest?
No, what's his latest?
You need to check that out. So basically, he's trying to say that we don't understand light, and you know, we're lying about the speed of light. He says that light is instant. You know, as soon as you turn it on, it's there basically. And that mathematics is completely useless when dealing with reality.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, definitely worth watching if you want a giggle and if you know, want to weep for humanity.
So you have no idea just how fast 2.997 times 10 to the 8 meters per second actually is.
Right, exactly. I mean, he doesn't seem to realize that it would be pretty hard to measure over a distance like this. Like he was talking about, he had a laser pointer. And he's like, you know, if I turn all the lights off and turn the laser pointer on, it's there instantly. You know, it's like you can't measure light because it's just there. Like, I don't know, it just, I lost the will to live.
I'd have to show him that video where they're measuring the speed or they're filming it.
That's the thing, like he's outright denying that we can measure the speed of light. We've done it. You know, this is just like the one thing that I wish, right? This is what I want for Christmas, or better yet, my birthday, because that's coming up sooner. I want some flirfs to actually try some of the experiments and observations on our side of the discussion. You know, like so many of them are saying that you could do Eratosthenes and it would still work on a flat Earth with a local sun. If that's the case, how come they can't work out the height of this local sun?
Yeah, but Riley tried to do Cavendish and he failed.
Oh well, it's not surprising. I mean, his egg experiment failed quite nicely.
That was excellent. That experiment.
Oh, it was brilliant. Like using a parts per million counter.
Well, he was right
to try and show the difference of density.
He was right in one part of that video. He held it up and he said, "This is an egg."
Oh yeah.
So he was.
But you know what? I'm sure that was like his third or fourth take.
Oh,
he probably started with, this is a ball. This is a
banana.
Flat Earther's brain, and then he had to check with someone else to find out which one to use.
This is a pineapple. No, that's not right.
Yes.
but Ryan Cavendish just goes to prove that it's impossible to replicate the Cavendish and nobody's ever done it.
Right, yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? They claim that it's like never been repeated. I mean, first off, Blue's done it. Secondly, like it gets repeated like probably hundreds of times a year by college students and all that stuff. It just, I don't know. I never did actually check out the videos of Riley trying to do it. Like I saw the thumbnail of, I don't know, what just looked like a metal sort of cylinder.
Yeah.
And just looking at that, I was like, no, I'm not even going to watch it. But I don't know. Now I kind of think I need to because I'm intrigued.
Yeah, you'll get a laugh out of it. Sorry.
Actually, a device I named the Tony Tub.
He just, like, can I get away with just watching the first video? Because he made a lot of videos just about that, really, didn't he?
Yeah, but none of them
you get
last
the idea.
very long.
You get the idea.
Did he ever comment on your Cavendish, Blue?
Oh yeah, he's called me a fraud, a fake, a phony. I had
that's
magnets buried in it.
That's all they can come with, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I think the stages are what is it? It's misunderstand actual science, then lie and create their own science, then flat out deny, then ignore. And if all of that fails, atom.
Exactly.
For a start, and they don't.
That's why you say, why do we look at the things in the sky and figure out the shape? Because that's how we figured it out 2,000 years ago, by looking at the stars.
Yeah, I've got a book they claim is only 1,200 years old. It's much older though. It's got the whole flat Earth right down to the finest detail, right down to electrical magnetic fields, scalar waves, helix, flat Earth model. Exactly what I've been doing, showing people over 2 years. And they're trying to tell you, oh, we've known for 2,000 years there's a spinning ball. No, it's not a spinning ball.
Go my slide that shows it. Okay, here we go. Observation of stars, next one. You're controlling it, right? Do I just tell you when to go? Okay, so if you're in the northern hemisphere looking at the North Pole, then, hang on, all this stuff is covering.
You're looking at Polaris, dead center.
Anyway, if you're looking at the North Pole in the northern hemisphere, the stars rotate counterclockwise. Go to the next one. If you're in the southern hemisphere looking at the South Pole, the stars rotate clockwise. Next one. How does this make sense on a flat Earth? Sorry, this is a screenshot from one of my videos. So in the video, they're rotating in different directions.
You're not helping, Lindsay.
On a flat pizza land, look at the sky and see a sky that is rotating in different ways. Next one. And further.
Anybody could go outside, look at the celestial equator. There's the celestial tropical
Not
gap,
anyone.
and see two rotations. Now, if you use your camera, star trails, you'll see the gap. You'll see the gap. Like this, aim dead north and south. Watch this gap. Best time to do it is follow Orion's belt. That's right centre, flowing through. It's gone now, it's gone over the horizon. We have to wait 3 months now, because it travels all the way around here. So does the sun and everything. These are all projections, remember? So does the sun. But the sun's quicker and catches up to it. And buries it for 3 months. Then it comes out. But they're all moving around here all the time.
Predictions.
Stars are... You just concentrate.
What's that, Larry?
Did he say just a little bit ago, these are all predictions?
No, projection.
Projection.
Because, projections. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he thinks there's a massive projector on it. Yeah. No.
It's an assertion he makes without any evidence or without any mechanism or any explanation for how it could be projected or what's projecting it or what it could be projected onto. None of that matters. You just say it's a projection and that explains everything, right?
Yeah. I see there's what, just over 13 minutes left of the video. I think I'm going to spend that 13 minutes having my neighbor run over my head with his car because I'll get more sense out of that.
Yeah.
You have to remember that all the stuff. See the boob diagram underneath the circles.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. All the projections actually come from a helix that's spinning around somehow in that central vortex.
So what did he say? Like, why are there two domes?
Good question. Well, they're not domes. It's a dissection of a donut. You may as well say.
Oh, sweet. What type? I hope it's Boston cream. That's my favourite.
It's a donut, but there's the central hole is not actually a hole.
It's quite fitting, really, because he's a donut and there's definitely a hole somewhere.
Show that one image in there. This is just a reflection. I mean, a mirror image from what's in here. Plus, you're getting the Milky Way here, but it's all in there.
Or why can't we all see the same stars? There are stars that you can only see in the northern way towards the northern.
Why can't we see all the same stars? Well, we do. If you're looking on this meridian, north to south.
We don't.
Otherwise, they're slightly warped. This star will be over here, which will be.
So when's the last time you've seen the Southern Cross, Limey?
I've never actually travelled to the Southern Hemisphere, so I've never seen it.
Okay.
You don't actually have to go all the way to the Southern Hemisphere. You just have to go
past the equator.
Well, yeah. I haven't been that far. So actually, wait, no. You know what? I can't even picture. Are there any parts of North America that are close to the equator?
Down near Ecuador and Panama.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, so I haven't been remotely close, but yeah, my God, my geography is terrible.
Yeah, I mean, the furthest south I've been is Florida and Tatooine.
Tatooine?
Tatooine, yes, Tatooine.
What, from Star Wars?
That's Star Wars, Alan.
Tatooine is an area of, it's a thing, like a county or region of Tunisia.
Oh, cool.
And of course, it's where they filmed the original Holes in the Ground.
That is awesome. Is it anywhere near Death Star? That's really cool, though. I'd like to check all that out. I definitely want to travel a lot more. I want to do, America next to go visit family and some creators over there. And then Australia, I want to do to go meet some other creators as well. And then, in between, I'm going to be doing Ireland back and forth quite a bit to work on a new project with Irish Demon. So that should be fun.
I'd like to go and have a bit of a tour around the continent, but I'd have to do it on the trains.
Which continent?
Sorry?
Which continent? You said the continent, but there's lots of them.
Sorry, the one that we're an island hanging off the edge of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to do, because I did Sweden when I was like a kid. Don't remember much of that. Lived in Germany for a little while, and did France. But yeah, there's like so much of Europe I haven't seen, and I never thought about it until I was living in the States. But there's so much of the England I've never seen. I've not done Ireland. I've not done Scotland. I've not done Wales. And I've not really traveled far north. Like I really want to do the Lake District because I've heard that's beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful up in the lakes.
So yeah, I need to explore more of this country too.
Anyway, we better get Terry to press play.
Yeah, press play.
Yeah, sorry, I can't help but keep trying to stall it, but I'll. God damn it, it's gonna hurt. Go on.
You're trying to save us from the pain, I know.
I'm just trying to save myself, to be honest. I don't care about you guys. You guys are the ones like playing it every week, so you bring it on yourselves.
Well, we can have alternatives when we find something.
I'm giving you Witsit, but yeah, let's finish him.
This spot here, and you'll find the
Witsit
star
would
there,
be
and the
entertaining.
star back here.
I'll find the link and Discord it to you.
Okay.
So the northern stars are the southern stars, but these are overlaid more out here because you've got wider dispersed view of the overlaid Milky Way stars. Because the Milky Way is the core in the centre of this star picture. It's inside. You've got all the background stars, you've got the core of the Milky Way stars. So you've got this overlay going on.
Wait a minute, that contradicts these northern hemisphere stars projected the same as the southern, not the southern projected to the northern.
3 stars you want to see in the southern hemisphere. Next one. On a globe, this makes perfect sense. If you're in the northern hemisphere, looking at the North Pole, east is to your right. If you were in the southern hemisphere, looking at the South Pole, east is to your left. Next.
Doesn't make sense. When you look at the celestial equator and see 2 rotations with no reference to the ground, and you're seeing 2 skies, 2 different rotations. Hang on, shouldn't the sky just be going
with your
like
naked
that?
eye, you
no,
wouldn't.
there's one this way and there's one that way. It's 2. And he's
imagining it more with the photography, the images that we see for the rotations. That's the way he's trying to display it. It doesn't work that way.
It's always this way. West is always this way. It's always right angles to the centre north, isn't it? North south. There's always a south here because it's the opposite to north. Like that. Like that. So if you go and draw a line,
not wrong
north
there.
south, you've got to go this way. If you're going east or west.
And the reason we can't see certain stars is because you can't see through the Earth. Next one.
You can't see certain stars because you can't see through the Earth. You know, no, he's like a 5-year-old. Like I just said, the sun catches up. The sun will catch up and bury the stars. So if there's a star here and the sun comes around and catches up to it, what's going to happen? It's going to cover it. You're not going to see it anymore because it's going to be stuck in daylight hours. Then the sun is finally going to move off it and then you'll see the star. But as the sun catches up to a star and buries it, so these are all your stars, sun's racing along, let's say it's here, you've got all these stars coming in behind at night time, right? Well, let's say the sun races up there and buries this one, all the stars around here, then obviously these ones here are going to turn up again in the night time, aren't they? But the sun's going to chew up these stars in front as it's racing over them. Then they're all going to pop out the back here.
Huh?
As he moves off them.
Was he saying it's like Pac-Man?
Yeah, wacka, 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 wacka.
Around the Earth, like this. It's all spinning out of the centre, remember? All the way back in there. So, you know, they don't even know that. They don't even know the sun moves quicker than the stars. They don't even know the sun is on the horizon of the black hole. They know nothing.
That's why in the northern hemisphere we can't see the Southern Cross. That's why in the southern hemisphere we can't see Polaris. Next one. Almost done.
Yes, you can. There's Polaris. Sigma Octantis is Polaris. They even called it Polaris Australis. I wonder why. That's called Polaris. Polaris Australis. The other Polaris. You probably mostly know it as Sigma Octantis, but it's the same. You can't see both from the equator though. It would be a bit weird seeing 2 at the same time. No, right in that tropical gap, equator, you cannot see either. Or you have to come off to see one of them. This proves the gap between the 2 rotations.
Quick one here.
I bet he's
So it
never
actually
even
gets a
been
lot
down
worse
to
than
the
that in the southern
equator.
hemisphere because you've taken a globe and you've unwrapped it.
I
Southern
know.
hemisphere
Wow.
makes absolutely no sense.
Which
People in
way-
the southern
which
hemisphere
way's up,
who are
which
all
way's
looking at
down
the Southern
on this?
Cross are somehow supposed to be.
What's that?
They're all
Which way's up and which way's down? You mean down towards the centre of the Earth?
Well, that is where down is, but to them, down is pointing to the turtle with the 4 elephants on its back and Nathan Thompson's head.
Yeah.
looking in completely different directions and seeing the same object often at the same time. Next one.
See how thick they are? They can't picture this. They can't picture an image.
That's why.
They can't picture.
It might be that.
They can't picture the fact there's an image in here, shot out here, seen out here, or image here, around further, out here, all out south, all projected from the centre. That's beyond them. They can't think. These people are running your world.
I've just sorry, I just had a realisation. He always draws the northern hemisphere much, much smaller in diameter than the southern hemisphere.
Yeah.
In his top-down views, but his
in his orthographic view, he draws it different.
Yeah, in his section, it's kind of wrong because also, of course, that's the dome, and then his center section bit is in the bit that hasn't got the curly lines in it should be centered around the
top-down view.
Yeah, the bit that's the top-down view should have that sort of circular bit without the curvy bits. Should be further out because it's supposed to be around the middle of what would be the equator. Because I think that's supposed to represent the tropics of Capricorn and Cancer, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I think this is the last one. So again, on a globe, south actually means something. People who are looking south are all looking at the South Pole. They're all looking in the same direction, so that's why they all see the same thing, such as an object like the Southern Cross.
All right, can you go
I
back
think that's the last one.
Let me go to the slide.
Check if it's the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't seen any of my earlier videos, the ball doesn't curve around to it doesn't reduce to a ball around, return back under.
Yeah,
due to the fact that science tells you that. No, we're in a toroidal field, and the toroidal field is always forever moving around the fixed and stationary flat Earth. So the field gets bigger out south. It comes out from the center. Look at tidal. It comes out, flows out. They're getting bigger. So the field's getting bigger. That means you're getting from A to B quicker, because we're all in that field. So you could say we're expanding. We expand with the field. Earth doesn't move. It's fixed and stationary. Fixed Earth will always be there. But us in the field will get there quicker. You're coming out of the north, and you're getting bigger. That's how it works. That's way beyond these silly, simple globers.
Check if it's the last one.
And if you could go back to the first one, that would be great. So, in your world, we have people standing upside down, and you're assuming hemispheres on a sphere.
What do you mean upside down? What do you mean upside down? What
Well,
does that mean?
their feet are antipodal to my feet, people in the south.
Okay, so yours are upside down compared to that. What's the difference? What's down on a globe?
I'm not saying. I'm just saying people are upside down to each other.
That was a
World.
bloody
So,
brilliant
if we can go back
debate.
to the original slide so I can remember all the points he made so I can address them, that would be fantastic.
I think the issue.
So, just imagine that. What's down on a globe? Well, they created that model. They said there's no down. Yet we know there's up and down
No,
here
we
on
didn't.
Earth. But there's no up or down out there in La La Land, in the make-believe world. Yet they come up with gravity and say, oh, all the water's, everything falls back to Earth. Water flows down mountains. They say that's gravity, but it stops at sea level and doesn't run off the bottom of the ball. So gravity's selective.
Oh, what a wanker.
What did he do?
Oh, my goodness. Oh.
Somebody mentioned that they said there's a waterfall. I don't know which flat earther it was. Said, how come the waterfalls in America or somewhere else, don't end up, somewhere else on the Earth or something?
They've had
thing.
some as well. They've had some as well, like where they said, obviously water flows downhill, but then they're like, well, what if the hill's on the side of the ball? How's it flowing up? Like they just can't comprehend how a sphere works and 3D and all that. But I'll tell you one thing. If you're going to keep watching this bloke every week, I'm going to have to chuck a hell of a lot more money in the swear jar.
Or come up with some other videos if you want.
Yeah, yeah.
That's,
Be a nice little
that's the
one.
alternative.
Oh, I've sent you the one in Discord if you want to watch it after.
Okay.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes long, but you
No, we can
only
share.
need to
No, we can
watch.
cherry pick out of it.
Yeah, like literally the first, I don't know, 12 to 15 minutes is all you really need to watch.
Okay.
It'll only come down the mountain to the lake, but it won't run off down the ball. It's a bit daft to me.
Well, it went into a lake, didn't it?
Producer's having some issues with his internet and isn't able to do it. Sorry about this, guys. We're usually quite good with the tech and everything.
So,
yeah.
I'll try
I'm going to grab another coffee quick.
I'd rather just see the points rather than hear you say them again.
Okay.
Is I don't know, you can't change your back?
I don't think so. He's in like.
Skip forward a bit, eh?
Or are you just randomly grasping at words to try to make sense of something that is absolutely unexplainable for you?
David, it's not true, and the optics in the sky, again, do not prove the shape of the Earth. You say
Well,
that
I just did prove it with that, so I don't know.
No point hanging out listening to all that, but I've gone over his points. Go check that video out. And, you know, if you're going to debate a glober, you've got to know your magnetism. You've got to understand what Ken Wheeler's been talking about. But even Ken Wheeler and them, they don't know of the tropical gap. They don't know of the gap in the magnetic field. So you need to watch my videos to understand what's happening. Because you know, the magnetic field comes up from the south and curves up like this. But due to the fact, you know, a toroidal field, you need to understand how that works too, because you've got the Coriolis effect of this curving, but then it's the same curving, but as it's going down,
What?
they then go and
The
call it
Coriolis effect.
Eopvos effect, or Eopvos down. This is the Coriolis curving.
Hey?
What?
No.
How can you just say Coriolis is a thing like an object? It's an effect, not an object.
The field like this, but it's going over and curving going down. This is the Hemisphere. It just keep making up names for everything, but it's the same thing. It's just the magnetic field of the toroidal field. It's what they're calling dark energy, the cosmological constant. It's all the same thing. It's all part of the toroidal field. And the toroidal field, it curves like this, and it goes down through there, the Tropic of Cancer, Capricorn, then shoots straight down, goes through the Earth, off the Earth, then back up here, around here. Then over the top, comes to Cancer, goes straight down through the Earth and back up out south here somewhere. You get this thing going on like this. You have to check out earlier videos. But all this action here, you know, there's heaps of them all around here. It's just a magnetic field. So they've gone and given it two names, Coriolis and Eopvos. Check out that. That's a joke. It's curving down here out south, and it'll curve back down on that way as it goes down.
Huh?
Swings up and around and down like that. Get yourself a little Taurus toy. Yeah, so to debate these flippin' idiots, you need to understand all this. Otherwise, they'll bury you because they've been to school for God knows how many years to learn all that rubbish. If you haven't learned the real stuff, you lose a debate. So you've got to understand how a ring magnet works. You have to check out earlier videos how they work, because even Ken hasn't got it right. He's got the main stuff there, but nobody's spoken about this here. Only Nigel Cheese and I have talked about this gap here. You need this gap. And how there's not two fields, there's four fields. If you want to talk about north and south poles, but at the end of the day, it's strong force versus weak force. And it's the strong always seeking the weak, and the weak always seeking the strong. But they can't do it above Earth because of this tropical gap. But Earth has, and that's why it's fixed and stationary. It's reached equilibrium, 0 point, bang, fixed and stationary, no action, not going anywhere. That's Earth. But the fields around it is flowing, and that's what creates life on Earth. Without, if it stopped flowing, we'd be dead.
Wow.
Man.
Sorry
Well,
about that,
obviously-
Peanuts. I had to put you through all that. Get rid of that. Stop share. Who's PJC net?
A complete and utter, excuse the term, arsehole.
Is he another Gary or another?
No, he's far from worse than Gary. Gary's just an idiot. PJC net is just a vile human being. He has a special channel over on MC2s so that we can laugh at him. And he does
okay.
what you're doing.
Well, he's saying about flat earthers. There are some flat earthers that are stupid and will argue water can't flow uphill when on a sphere it would be downhill. Yeah. If it was real. Well, of course it's real. Oh.
Ready for a quiz?
Well, Limey did give us a little bit of Witsit, so we can play 5 minutes of that.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, just give me a minute. I might go make a cup of tea.
What up, fam?
Did he say a certain section was the better section to play? Somewhere at the beginning. The first bit.
Yeah, apparently the first 12 minutes. An Irish Jew says the word I used is a polite description.
Would he have a Lindsay speed? Does he talk slow?
What's it? No.
Or is he just
I don't know
talk fast word salad?
I don't know if we need Witsit at Lindsay speed. You can try it.
I don't know. I'll see how we go. Wait for Limey to come back. Oh, he put a bob over there as well. Oh, that's from last time. Well, we can't wait for Limey, so we'll start it.
He says hit play anyway. He's in the side chat.
Oh, he can hear, but he's not. Okay.
He nicked out the bag.
Okay. We'll just see if we need to.
Fam, so we're on the phone, and then we're trying to go to Rockford.
No,
on
he's
the
a bit
computer.
quiet there. Turn
So
him up
we're
a
gonna
bit.
see how this works. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully this should be better. Super annoying, but anyway. So I'm gonna freestyle while we wait on some people to get in here. Oh, how dare you! Hopefully it's not.
No, is he doing live stream? Is he? Okay.
Not too loud.
What music's he playing?
Say stuff in the chat and I can rhyme off of it. What'd you guys know about that line? I said I'm trying to get gems up above from the greatest jeweler. That's Yahuwah. Tell him hallelujah. What you know about that? with light, okay? I've been using this analogy a lot lately. So like if you have a string and you stretched it out to the other side of the room, right? And then I'm on this side of the room and I move the string. So you'll see the movement of the string, right? Go all the way, like a perturbation of the string, all the way to the other side of the room. Now, if you were to come up to me after the motion got all the way to the other side of the room and say, hey, Austin, how long did it take that string to get to the other side of the room? I would say, that's a dumb question. The string was already on the other side of the room. And that's what light is. Okay, so now what do they say about light? Now it is as simple as the string's already there. It's as simple as light is the background medium being illuminated. Light is already there. Light is instant. Very simple. Okay, now here's the overcomplication derived from the arrogance of man. Oh, well, actually, it's a wave and a particle. Wave-particle duality. Even though dualities do not exist and naturally. And interestingly enough,
they do.
It doesn't even make sense on its face. Beyond the stupidity of invoking duality, but it's like waves aren't things. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say to you. Oftentimes, humans overcomplicate, and their complexity is nothing more than a byproduct of their ignorance. Yet, due to arrogance, they conflate it to actually be intelligence. This word salad. No, it wasn't. No. So you say, oh, look, it's a wave-particle duality, and here's how fast it goes. We're going to attribute a constant speed to light. There is no such thing as speed of light. Light doesn't have a speed. You see what I'm saying? So you are dumb. Like, you're automatically being dumb. It doesn't matter how many people you have in your corner coming up with math and descriptions of the light. You're just wrong. If your presupposition that light travels from point A to point B is wrong, everything you come up with is wrong. Now when people first hear that, they think I sound crazy. And that's how backwards the world is kind of the theme of this stream, by the way. Divinity is simplicity, and the overcomplication or complexity of human is nothing more than like the bumbling attempt to know more than we do. So I think light's a good thing to kind of hone in on here. So when I say like light doesn't travel, and so you turn the laser on, like check it. What do you mean light doesn't travel, Austin? You know, it shines on the wall now. It shines on the wall. And are you saying it's instant? I can shoot a laser super far and it takes a second for it to get there. Yeah. The point is, this isn't doing anything but introducing energy into the medium. It's already there. If I were to close these curtains and it get pitch black in here and then I turn this on and it lights up, all I've done is now I can peek into the medium a little bit more. I can see more of the background medium than I previously could. It's perception. It just becomes perceivable due to the vibration that this light puts the medium in. And then we have a rate of induction into the medium.
Oh, no.
Okay. Now, I don't want to just talk about light forever. And I'm not claiming that I'm like, you know, people get really triggered when I talk like this. They're like, oh, you think you're so smart. Why don't you go get your Nobel Prize? You know, it's like, no, I'm not saying I've unlocked the secrets of light. Dare I say, no one ever will. It's not about that. It's about how a more accurate representation of what light is simple. And every time that you are lying or wrong, you have to be much more complicated. Like, let's just take it to the Earth. This is a good example. Let's take it to the Earth, okay? So I've given you a few examples. Light. Oh, it's a wave, even though waves aren't things. It's like, can you go grab the wave out of the ocean? No, the wave is the ocean. It's just the motion of the ocean. Bro. No, it's a wave. No. That's a type of movement in a medium. You can't have a wave without a medium. Dun, dun, dun. But there's not a medium. It's a little particle that's also a wave. No, it's not. You're claiming something antithetical to possibility. But, so we've talked about, like, golden ratio, the Fibonacci sequence, and how it's actually a geometric expression, typically a spiral, for visualization purposes. And you know, geometry is intuitive. When we see shapes and we see a proportionate equilibrium or balance of the shapes, or the energy that manifests as shapes, it makes sense to us. When you see the spiral, you see the honeycomb, you see the Fibonacci sequence in nature, it's like, oh wow, you understand it. You understand it's like this perfect equilibrium of spatial manifestation, right? It just makes sense to you. But no, we're going to put numbers all over it. And yeah, the numbers work, but the numbers are nothing. Then the spiral's there without the numbers, okay? So that's one of the examples of overcomplication due to the arrogance of man. And an example, and that's why the stream is called Divinity is Simplicity, because it is man that overcomplicates. You know, that if you were to ever go talk to the creator, let's say, and if he was able to give you all the secrets to understand, it's nothing we call that speed of light, just an illumination rate, or typically a rate of, or more precisely, rate of induction, and the excitation, the medium getting excited, turns into light, illumination. And sometimes this is like a higher level stream, so like I use big words, but I can make the point simple, right? So it's like the saying you guys have always heard: if you can't say it simply, then you have no business trying to explain it, because you don't understand it, right? Now,
Well, we should try to explain it without using big words, and then we know he understands.
Yeah. I don't get, like, he's so sure that it must be simple. You know, it's like his mind's telling him that because he doesn't understand it, that can't be the truth, basically.
Yeah.
You know, it's pathetic, really.
It is.
And yet he's still got that typical flurfer arrogance, you know, like just, I don't know, you know, it's peak of Mount Stupid, you know. That's my head in.
Well, I didn't get to watch this, so I don't know. We'll do just jumps if there's anything else.
That's literally all I watched of it.
Oh, okay.
So
if he doesn't
yeah,
make any other...
I'm not sure, but I imagine anything after this is just as pointless, if not more so.
Yeah. We'll just do bites.
Expression of Dunning-Kruger, really.
Mm.
We'll just do bites all the way through.
You get a lot of overcomplication, and what they do is they boil it down. It's because it's not true. It cannot be adequately explained via logic, so it must be overcomplicated. But they boil it for the masses, which I don't like that word. It's pretty demeaning, holistic, generalization. But anyway, like they boil them down to simple little phrases that the slaves can repeat. So they're like, no, evolution, and you ask them to define it, and they can't. They can't define it. Why do you believe in it? Well, I'm an attorney, so that's why I'm more interested in that subject matter. Did you read my motion to dismiss? Did you get your tooth fixed? Yeah. The wedding.
So, like, he's saying that, like, we can't explain evolution or any of that stuff, yet everything, like, he's basing his entire belief on the bloody Bible. You know, that's normally what he's preaching. Just what's your proof for the Bible? The Bible.
The Bible. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We can't explain evolution.
Yeah, but I've never seen a tree turn into a monkey.
Well, you clearly haven't done LSD, but but one thing, I don't know, can evolution explain flat earthers? Like it's like they've devolved.
That's what happens when evolution doesn't work correctly.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
They're the rejects.
Yeah.
It's the fault, Limey, of people trying to make things idiot-proof. Because, if you make something idiot-proof, evolution creates a bigger idiot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was just going to say the same thing.
We should make like, you know, they've got the picture, and obviously like, you know, the one that goes from like monkey to man, and obviously that's not how it is, you know. It's
That's right.
more like a
I
tree.
don't know how many times I've tried to correct people on that one.
Yeah, but we could do a version of that picture, you know, where it I don't know, starts off at Nathan Thompson and slowly works its way up to Riley, or, you know, I don't know who is the most Dunning-Kruger. I'd say it's got to be Riley or Whitsey at the moment, but we could make a little chart like that, or Bev.
Well, we do have the Fair Dinkum Drongo Award at the end of the year, so we'll have.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah. So
Awesome.
We'll see who we get this year.
Is that something that you do every year?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked! I'll look forward to that.
Unneeded complexity. I don't regret having the RV. We got it 20,000 under easy, but like it's not. Every time I get off of an hour, 2 hour stream, like I'm tired. I feel like drained. You know what I'm saying? Regulations, none of that. None of that. Building regulations, not today. Oh, I will. All right, I heard you say it. I will when I see it. Torah observant homeschooling community, yeah. Just not like real dogmatic and judgmental, right? Like the Torah hates, like the Torah is opposed to that.
Religion.
The tree was just always there. Is that your argument? Elon claimed his Tesla robot can make life eternal. They're gonna definitely claim laziness or procrastination or anything like that. It's tactical. It's like I don't want to start it until we're starting it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it seems to be empty from there. Yeah, go and listen to Witsit over on videos or Gems. Yeah, Winsett doesn't get it. That's it. You must have a similar cam to what I've got, because I could. You might have. You must have a similar shit! What are words? Forget me. The camera.
Oh yeah, I'm running the camera through OBS and then the OBS virtual camera.
Yeah. I thought
I'd give that a go this time.
I went and spent a good bit of money on my camera.
No, I just bought a webcam. So Pick-a-Pup, one of my subscribers, was, I mean, he was amazing. He donated, I think in total in one stream, he threw me like, I think it was £500.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
And like, so I could get like a new camera and all these bits. And then he sent me his Blue Yeti microphone that he doesn't use anymore.
Mm-hmm. And
also off of my Amazon wish list, bought me a 1 terabyte external SSD and a Stream Deck. So, I mean, yeah, like just, I'm blown away. Like the man is just so generous.
Can I get this guy's email? I need to suck up to him.
Yeah, yeah. I think I sort of borrowed him from Irish Demon, I think it was. But yeah, he's awesome.
And now you got a stable table and you're nearly set.
Yeah, I mean the laptop still shakes a bit when I type, but I'm always gonna I love the laptop, not just for being able to work outside, but like when I'm having a really painful back day, I can sort of lay down with my legs up and use the laptop that way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll stick with the laptop. I need to get a better one though. Like this one is starting to struggle with some of the stuff I'm learning to do with editing.
Oh, there's TT out in the side chat. You been doing your homework, TT?
Where's TT?
Out in the side chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he DM'd me to do it,
Alright.
the segment one time. Oh, yes, he's been doing his homework. No hurry.
I do.
No hurry.
I do agree. I agree with TT. Austin is looking a bit gaunt. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
But he is right. I mean, we do overcomplicate things way more than we should. I mean, after all, really, all you got to have is a little space and a shuttle and screw them together, and you got a fucking space shuttle, right? It's that simple.
Like you could actually remove the cock from a shuttlecock.
Yeah.
And if you just put it somewhere where there's nothing around it, then that's a space shuttle.
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
We make these things way too complicated.
Oh dear. You see, you know those Mythbusters guys?
Yeah.
And they do little, like, I don't know if they do little short stuff for YouTube or if other people are clipping the episodes, but because you know there's loads of flat earthers that say that a rocket wouldn't work in space because, you know, like it's the vacuum and the thrust, it wouldn't be able to move. They actually you know, did like a little sort of rockety thing in a vacuum to demonstrate that it works perfectly.
And
So
the flat earthers reject it, and they'll reject it immediately because the instant you light the rocket, now you no longer have a gas. I mean, a vacuum. You've got gas in there, right?
Yeah. I don't even know why they bother like trying to disprove that when they also say space is fake.
There's no point.
Right. It's brilliant.
What's the temperature of a vacuum? Well, it doesn't have any.
Yeah.
What?
Does it like if you put like a glass of water in a vacuum, like doesn't it start to boil or something?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So
yeah.
what causes that?
The low pressure.
Yeah. The fact that the pressure of water is low enough that the water can start evaporating rapidly.
Oh, so like will it actually heat up, or is it just looking like it's boiling because of the pressure?
No, I mean you go to the top of Scarfell, which is 3,995 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Your tea will not taste as good as it does at the base of the mountain because the boiling water is a little bit colder.
Oh.
Boiling water will be colder. Those guys that go and do the Himalayas, the tea up there tastes awful, apparently, because the water is 80 degrees.
Interesting.
I mean, for the water to boil, Limey, you've got to create a gas bubble inside the liquid, right?
Mm-hmm.
To do that, you've got to basically overcome the atmospheric pressure that's pushing down on the liquid.
Okay.
Right? So the higher that atmospheric pressure is, the higher the pressure's got to be inside that bubble to make it form inside the water. Okay?
Well, is it 14.7 at sea level?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, like you say, so when you do the vacuum, when you pull all the air out, like because you're releasing that pressure, then you know the water tries to fill it or something, and that's what sort of makes it boil.
Well, it means you don't have to get the particles moving as fast to create enough pressure to overcome that atmospheric pressure. So, yeah, it doesn't have to be as hot to achieve that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's
this is why I love making fun of these pricks, because I get to learn shit.
Yeah, it's all about pressure and temperature. You got a point that's called a triple point.
What's that? What's the triple point?
The triple point's where water can be all three. Solid, liquid, and gas simultaneously. Yeah, all simultaneously.
How that? What does that even look like? That's awesome. Would it look like I don't know? You got sort of ice floating on water and steam coming off it,
and water vapor and
water vapor. Yeah.
That is frigging cool. Where can I go do that?
You need a little vacuum pump. You got to get down to about 10 millibar, a little less than that, and temperature just above 0 C.
That is awesome.
That's the triple point of water.
There's got to be a video of that on YouTube somewhere, isn't there?
That guy that does those little vacuum tank things. What is his name?
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Begin with A or something.
I can't think of the name off the top of my head now.
Yeah, I can't either. He does loads of little shorts on Facebook as well, I think, if it's the same guy we're talking about.
Yeah, he does a lot of
That's weird,
experiments in the little vacuum tank, little acrylic one.
Oh, there's loads of them. Oh, and they got like different ones, like I'm not sure if I'm going to say this right, but cyclohexane at the triple point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yep, the ice won't melt, the water won't freeze, and the vapor will not condense.
That is so cool. But then, like, you know, what makes the water act? You know, like what makes some of it not be able to freeze or turn into vapor, and you know, some of it not be able to melt or turn into vapor, and etc. Like,
well, it does. It's just all in equilibrium.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right, I'm adding that to my watch later list. I'll watch that straight after the stream. I'm learning loads of stuff today.
Action Lab's what the channel's called.
Action Lab, yeah. He's brilliant.
Equilibrium is the best way to say it. But you could think of it this way. It's freezing just as fast as it's melting and condensing just as fast as it's evaporating.
Gotcha. That's cool. That is really cool.
So if you increase the temperature, the rate of evaporation will exceed the rate of condensation, and it'll turn into vapor. If you increase the pressure, same thing. So it's a very fine balancing point between pressure and temperature.
So you, like Blue said, you got to get that perfect temperature and perfect pressure for it to work.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
That's right. Well, you ready for a quiz?
See, I'm glad. Oh, fucking quiz.
The quiz today is about mathematicians. We've got 10 mathematicians and some clues as to who they are.
You know what? I might actually do all right with this one because I recently watched The Accountant again.
You know what happened to the constipated mathematician?
No.
You couldn't work it out?
Yeah, he worked it out with a pencil.
Oh my god!
I thought he couldn't work it out because that's why.
Oh, he couldn't work. Oh, he couldn't work it out with a pencil.
Yeah, that. Wow. Graphic. So many things are going to haunt my nightmares tonight. Friggin' arse fiddling with a pencil as well as Witsit and Leslie. Well, that's better.
Oh, there's Leslie. There's Leslie's two half donuts.
You know what? I think it's got about the same size as mine.
Oh dear.
My lockdown moves.
Okay, so first mathematician. Here we go. Clue number 1. Make it an easy one first up, hey? This mathematician was born on Christmas Day, but because of the introduction of the Gregorian calendar, an 11-day adjustment was made, making his official birth date the 4th of January. Who was it? Wow, Alan's quick off the mark.
Only because of the Christmas Day clue.
Because of the what?
Only because of the Christmas Day clue and the...
Okay. Yeah.
He was born Christmas Day, but yet made his birthday 4th of January. Yeah.
No, Limey, it's not Charles Dickens. No. Jesus, the bank manager.
Scrooge McDuck.
No. I'll give you the rest of the clues, even though we've got a correct answer already. This mathematician believed he was chosen by God to specifically interpret the Bible, and he came to the conclusion that the world would end no sooner than 2060. Yeah, it's an interesting fact. I never knew about him before. Yeah. This mathematician spent a year as a member of Parliament, but spoke only once to tell someone to close a window. Yeah. This mathematician claimed that a dog set his laboratory on fire, ruining 20 years of research. Well, that's a bit different than the dog ate my homework. Some of this mathematician's papers were deemed unfit to publish and remained thus until sold at auction in 1936.
No idea.
This mathematician was an avid list maker, and one of his preserved lists included all of the sins he felt he had committed up until the age of 19. One of them included threatening my father and mother, Smith, to burn them and the house over them. You can hardly blame the guy, though. When Smith proposed to his mathematician's mother, he wasn't part of the deal and was sent to live with his grandmother at the age of 3. Yeah. This is the guy, and as most people in the chat have got it, and Alan got it, no, it's not Lewis Carroll or Nostradamus. Triggered Limey, it was Isaac Newton.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. He was a very interesting character. All right, number 2. This mathematician became very ill at the age of 1 year old. His stomach swelled up and he was prone to having fits in his bed. Friends and family blamed an old woman that had been caring for him, calling her a witch. Special herbs were applied to his stomach, and 2 stray cats were brought in and then thrown out the window to their death in order to cure him. Who was this? Any ideas?
Nope.
Nope. Okay, I'll give you another clue. This mathematician was one of the inventors of the original mechanical calculator. No, it's not Babbage, Alan.
Is it John Abacus?
No. This mathematician invented the syringe.
Jack Intravenous.
He created a system of large horse-drawn carriages. This involved a large carriage pulled by 4 horses, a valet and a driver. The carriages were able to house 8 passengers and followed specific routes. The carriages stopped when the passengers requested or when they were passengers waiting at distinct stops. So it was just like a Met system, a railway system, a public transport system. Who was it? It wasn't hypodermic. Willie Adam. Wasn't Ulysses S. Grant D? No. Okay. When this mathematician was 16 years old, he wrote a treatise on something called the Mystic Hexagram, which is today another name, a well-known theorem. By another name, a well-known theorem. Who is this mathematician? It's not James Adder. No. Not Jim Carrey. No.
Drew Carey?
This mathematician, this will give it away. This mathematician was very religious and has a particular wager named after him.
Oh,
Who is it?
bloody hell.
Yes, Alan, you've got it right. Yes.
Oh. Alan, why aren't you feeding me the answers?
Well, usually I want them to come to me, Loamy.
Yeah, see, that last clue gave it away for the peanuts too.
Yeah, what was it?
It helps that Clive Wells isn't here today as well, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yes, it was indeed.
Pascal.
Yeah, Blaise Pascal. Pascal's wager.
I couldn't remember his first name.
And the theorem is Pascal's theorem. Yeah. All right, number 3. While the symbol pi, or pi, was first introduced in 1706 by William Jones, it was not popularly known until this mathematician decided to utilise it in 1737. His regular use of the symbol pi when referring to the ratio of circumference to the diameter in a circle while documenting his mathematical analysis helped in standardising pi as seen in his numerous published articles and books. Who was this? Who popularised the symbol pi? No? Okay. This mathematician is the only one, past or present, to have the distinct honour of having 2 numbers named after him. Any idea?
Was it Mr. Naught Infinity?
No. It's not Riemann. No. This mathematician had the astounding skill that he could read Virgil's Aeneid from beginning to end without even looking at the book. What makes the story more incredible is that he could even pinpoint from what page and from what edition of the book a paragraph came from. So in other words, this guy had a photographic memory. It's not Avogadro.
I actually have a photographic memory, but I ran out of film.
This mathematician wrote approximately 800 articles and books, half of which when he was blind. No? Okay. He's best known for his creation of the most beautiful equation. Anyone know who it is now? That is correct, Alan. Yes. Not blind Pete. No. Not Albert Einstein, Limey. No. And for those of you who want to know what the beautiful equation was, that's it.
I don't even know that one.
Pi plus 1 equals 0.
Yeah.
Enid Blyton.
Not Enid Blyton, no.
Jeff Gordon.
The E is one of the numbers named after him, isn't it? Or that is.
Yes, he has 2 numbers named after him, Alan.
I did say it was one of the numbers.
Yeah. E is one of the numbers named after him, yeah.
E's not a number.
It is.
It's a letter.
It's just like pi is a number.
Pi's not a number either. It's a symbol for a value.
So if you need a picture, that's
I guess it is a number,
Graham.
but when it's like that, it's a symbol.
It's not Graham. It's not Graham's number. No.
Oh, that's
Graham only has one.
That's the Mighty Jeff. I've got no bloody clue.
No idea?
This TT guy, the base on natural logarithms.
Yes. No, the Peanuts haven't got this one.
Do you know who it is, Limey?
Wow. Oh, who got it?
No, I gave up on editing.
Jinzu's got it. He got it ages ago.
Who?
Jinzu.
Ah. I must
In fact,
have missed that.
I think he got it before I got it, even.
Oh, okay. Let me go back up and have a look. He did too. He said it multiple times. I completely missed that. Yes, it is. Well, let me click on that. It is indeed Leonard Euler.
Yeah, Jinx, you repeated it repetitively.
Yeah, good. It is. Yep. Well done. All right, next one. Mathematician number 4. This mathematician's early education was left up to a very boring tutor who said he was a slow learner. That was not the case. He was a very clever, curious boy. He was just painfully bored by the tutor. Who was this? Any ideas?
E.
I don't know what country he comes from.
Okay, another clue.
I come from England, mate. Come on,
Yeah.
you know that.
This mathematician was able to publish his first scientific paper at the age of 14. His paper was on a series of oval curves that could be traced with pins and threads, showing his love for all things geometric. Who was it? Not Einstein, no. Not Tommy Cooper, no. Many theorists are unable to have their theories confirmed during their lifetime, but experiments that this mathematician did measuring units of electricity created by a magnetic field affirmed his theories. Who is this? Not Carl Gauss, no. Not Kepler, not Euclid, no.
Oh, God.
Even after he retired, this mathematician did important work and wrote a comprehensive paper on electromagnetism. Not Tesla, no. Hey, Alan's got it. And TT guy got it out in the peanuts. Well done. Through his various experiments, this mathematician showed that visible light is just one type of electromagnetic radiation, along with radio waves and microwaves and the like. It was this guy. It was James Clerk Maxwell. Okay, mathematician number 5. This mathematician reaffirmed and established the nebula hypothesis as the basis of the solar system, and was one of the first scientists to hypothesize the presence of black holes and the concept of gravitational collapse. Who was this? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Well, who said that?
Limey.
Oh.
No, it wasn't Hubble. It wasn't Hubble. No. This mathematician has an asteroid named after him. No, it wasn't Halley.
Ah, that's who I was going to put.
This mathematician developed the Bayesian interpretation of statistics. No, it's not Kepler.
Is there an asteroid called
Comet.
Kepler?
No, his name's not Comet. Comet. That would be funny, wouldn't it? Bertie one mug. I mean Einstein. No. Not Rocky. A transform named after this mathematician is used extensively in mathematical physics. Not Huckleberry Finn. Not Fred Bayes, no. Not Fourier.
Oh, well, it must be the other one then, mustn't it? The one that Jinzoo's already got.
Yes, it is. This mathematician was made a count of the First French Empire and was also named a Marquis in 1817 after the Bourbon Restoration. This mathematician has an asteroid named after him. This mathematician is one of only 72 people to have had their name engraved on the Eiffel Tower. This is him. It is, in fact, Pierre Simon de Laplace.
He
Well
got
done,
that right
Jinxiu.
first. Don't know.
Yeah. Jinxiu got it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, Jinxiu
All
seems
right.
to be the competition tonight then.
He seems to be, yes. Number 6. This mathematician's father was a banker, so his parents had money to send him to the best schools they could. At these private schools, he would often be found in the libraries where he would find books about math. He enjoyed reading the math books and soon read every math book he could. Any ideas? Count to Monet. No. When attending Trinity College, he quickly realised that he found the mathematical courses boring because he had already learned everything they were teaching. Therefore, he decided to start his own mathematical society, which he called the Analytical Society. Any ideas? Jim the teacher's pet. No.
I know this. I'm pretty sure I know who it is. It's just like the name.
At least Jinxiu's honest. He says he's got his Google foo working. Gregory Suckup. No, not Einstein. No. He was also a member of the Ghost Club and was a part of the Extractors Club, which focused on making sure that its members were not left in mental institutions if they were committed to one because of the work they were doing. I find that hilarious. No? While he was finishing at Cambridge's Trinity College as an honour student, he never received his diploma. In order to graduate, he had to write a thesis. While he completed his thesis, the college felt that the thesis was blasphemous and they refused to sign the diploma. Not Babbage. It's not Babbage. No. While being a member of the Astronomical Society, this mathematician came up with the idea he called a difference machine. This led him on a path that resulted in him being known as the father of the computer.
Well,
and you are right. Jinxiu is right.
No, I thought you just said not Babbage.
Yeah.
You said not Babbage, so I didn't bother typing it.
Oh, well, I'm sorry, Alan, then you're right. It was, in fact, Charles Babbage, yeah.
Even when you're wrong, Alan, you're right.
Yeah. Mathematician number 7. This mathematician's new axioms of geometry replaced those of Euclid from over 2,000 years earlier, unifying two-dimensional and three-dimensional geometry into one system. Who was this?
Damn it. I was reading about this guy a couple of weeks ago.
Ah. This would be too much for Bev because it's beyond Euclidean geometry.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all have to work out with the surface of 3D.
What's also ironic is that Euclidean geometry is beyond Bev.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. This mathematician outlined 23 problems or questions he thought, if answered correctly, would carry mathematics to a new level. Any ideas? Not that Indian guy, no.
Oh, was it Jay-Z? I got 23 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
This mathematician extended vector algebra and calculus so they could be used in any number of dimensions. This was a huge advance in the development of both mathematics and physics. Who is this mathematician? Victor Vektorovich? No.
It's pronounced Victor Viktorovich.
Ah, Mr. Squiggle? No.
Only me and Paul would know who Mr. Squiggle is.
Yeah. This mathematician worked together with Minkowski and Einstein to develop concepts in general and special relativity. Yeah, it's him.
Yeah, it's
Carl
him.
Edwards, that's right.
right, Carl.
It's him. Yeah. This is the guy. It's not Oppenheimer.
That guy.
Excuse me.
He has a particular kind of space named after him.
Ah.
I haven't got a clue.
No? Starts with H.
A type of space.
In fact, it was said that he came up with a lot of the things in general relativity, but he didn't take credit for them. He actually let Einstein take the credit.
Yeah, and I've heard of his 23.
Well done.
Oh.
Carl Edwards. Carl Edwards has got it. It was Hilbert. David Hilbert.
I thought you were saying it was Carl Edwards at first.
No.
I was like, bloody hell.
David Hilbert. Right.
Fractal
Number
guy?
8.
You've got fractal guy. That's what Carl's saying.
This mathematician became one of the most prolific inventors in the field of mechanical calculators. It's not Babbage.
Not this time.
Not this time, no.
Did I ever tell you guys the story about how I hate these quizzes?
No, I haven't heard.
It doesn't have a happy ending.
I've thought about it.
While working on adding automatic multiplication and division to Pascal's calculator, he was the first to describe a pinwheel calculator in 1685 and invented the namesake wheel used in the arithmometer. That sounds like a good device.
We're up to the 8th question here, and I haven't had a clue for any of them to answer any of them yet.
Oh.
Yeah, I haven't got any right.
This mathematician also refined the binary number system, which is at the foundation of virtually all digital computers. It's not Fred Calcule. It's not Mr. Slide Rule. No. In philosophy, this mathematician is most noted for his optimism, e.g., his conclusion that our universe is, in a restricted sense, the best possible one that God could have created. It's not Bull, no. This mathematician independently developed an important branch of mathematics, and his notation in this mathematics is in common use to this day.
Yeah,
I know who you mean, Alan. Even though the spelling's not there, but I know who you mean. and Jinx, you got it right too. It is this guy with the magical hairdo. It is Gottfried Leibniz.
Yeah, co-inventor of calculus along with Isaac Newton.
Yep.
I was way off with my guess of Hubert ones and zeros.
Well, you're close. You're close.
Number 9. This mathematician was earmarked by his parents to become a lawyer. He hated Greek geometry and loved classic Latin. His love of mathematics was sparked when he read a paper by Edmund Halley about algebra in optics. This mathematician was part of a committee that focused on standardizing weights and measures. Wasn't Newton, no. It wasn't Einstein. This mathematician narrowly escaped death in the 1793 Reign of Terror. Not Long John Silver, no. Between the years of 1772 and 1778, this mathematician reformulated the classical Newtonian mechanics to simplify formulas and ease calculations, and this is now known as his namesake mechanics. Who was it?
No, we
You're
can't
live,
phone
Terry.
a friend, Alan.
Not Faraday, no. This mathematician identified several points in space around the Earth where the orbital period around the Sun is the same as the Earth's orbital period. That's a picture of him. I'll give you another hint. Yep, you've got it now. Big Blue got it, and Jinx, got it again. Lagrange.
Ah.
Joseph Lagrange. Lagrange points. And the last one.
My grandson rang me.
Yeah. This mathematician's mother was considered to be a witch because she collected herbs and natural medicines. At one point, he had to hire lawyers to defend against his mother from being sentenced to death. Who was this? Not Lewis Carroll, not Eddington. His grandmother was tried in the Salem witch trials and sentenced to death. Not Sherlock Holmes, Mickey Mouse, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, or
That'd be
Madame
Limey.
Tussauds, or Bob. No.
Hey, Limey, statistically, you should get one right eventually.
Yeah, you'd think so, but no.
From an early age, this mathematician was immediately interested in astronomy. His interest in the field deepened when he witnessed a comet in 1577 and a lunar eclipse in the year 1580. Not Halley.
Ah, that's who I was
Damn
going to
it.
guess again.
It's the only comet I know the name of.
No. Not Blue Marble Science either. Not Galileo, no. Not Dave of Arc. This mathematician was called the founder of modern optics. He discovered the eyeglass for nearsightedness as well as farsightedness.
Oh, we probably would have had his name somewhere back in one of my earlier streams when we were doing optics.
Yeah, probably. As a child, this mathematician suffered from smallpox. The disease left him with crippled hands and a weak vision. This limited his ability to focus his energies on the observational aspect of astronomy. It's not Newton, no. This is the guy.
Eugene Spectroscopy.
Nope.
No?
Damn.
That was a good guess, though.
Specsavers. No.
Yeah, you got to go to Specsavers.
Who said Kepler?
Because yeah, and he's correct.
Is
Because he was so crappy at observing because of his eyesight, he actually took Tycho Brahe's data, and that's what he used to formulate his laws, Kepler's laws.
I was gonna. My last guess was gonna be Jim violates the second law of thermodynamics.
No.
Damn.
Roger refraction. No.
Roger refraction.
Release Roger. Well, there you go. There's your quiz for the day.
Yeah, Jinx, you had to go to work. Missed out on saying goodbye.
Well, he got a
Got
fair good number of them, actually.
All right, guys. I think I'm gonna have to drop off the call. I've had about 5 hours sleep in 3 days because of my back, and the coffee's not helping now. So I
coffee
don't
wouldn't
really want to. Yeah, I don't want to look like I'm stoned on a thingy. Plus, I've got to try and keep awake to finish 2 videos before tonight.
Oh dear. Busy.
Yeah, but I'll be listening anyway, and
All
maybe occasionally just typing random rude words into the live chat.
Okay.
All right, cheers, guys. Good
See you,
hanging
mate.
out.
See you, Lammy.
Yeah, bye.
See you, Lammy.
Well, while I go and look for some other things. Which I should have been doing while the quiz was on, actually.
I would say at least Paul managed to pick a whole load of pretty well-known mathematicians.
Yeah, I thought they were all fairly well known, fairly important.
I have the hardest time remembering anybody's name.
Yeah, well,
Hello, wonderful person. This is Anton, and today we're going to be talking about.
No, you're not. Shut up.
No wonderful person.
Tried to sneak in.
that sounded like he was playing at Lindsay speed as well.
No, it's not actually. It's normal. It says normal speed there.
Oh dear. Sorry.
Try again.
Was that Netflix?
That one.
Yeah. It's just updated. It just restarted. And when it restarted, my TV came off mute for some reason. So
Blue did an hour and 4-minute video with Rumpus.
Yeah.
how much of it was Rumpus?
An hour and 2 minutes.
Bit yet.
It starts off about 10, 11 minutes in, and then it goes nearly all the way to the end. Yeah.
So when he said he was going to be quick, he was lying.
Yeah.
The best bit was Rumpus and Bebby carried on for about another 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes before we realised you'd fallen off the air, Blue. Because the side chat was still running because people were typing in it, but none of us were actually watching the stream.
Well, I didn't end the stream, so the stream kept going, but except it wasn't getting any video.
I thought Limey said he was doing things. What? You're back?
Yeah, no, I just had a couple of things I wanted to share before I go.
Oh, okay.
Just some pictures that I took when I was out for a walk. This one is of now known as culture cats. That's him debating Spurs chemo.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'll make it bigger for everyone. There we go.
That was nice. And then this one is I managed to catch a discussion between Riley and Bev. Oh, hang on, it's not full screen. Let's just make that bigger. That there.
Oh.
And the last one is between, I think it was a sleepover with Riley and Oakley. Yeah, and that's it. Now I'm done.
Okay. Wow.
I don't know. I was going through some old images, like trying to find something for one of the videos, and I came across those. So, sharing is caring.
Yes, it is.
All right. See you later, guys.
Righto, Lomi. Okay, what have we got? Where's Simon Dan's Flood Earth Tuesday? Tinfoil Tuesday. I missed that. That's his 2-minute quickie. Where's his normal? Oh, that one. Doesn't seem to be a lot out there the last couple of days. Scott Manley's got one, why most planes don't need radar tracking anymore.
Oh, yeah. Having an ADS-B transponder on the aircraft is kind of useful.
Rather than other systems finding out where they are, the planes themselves are telling people where they are, right?
Correct. Although, of course, there will always still need to be a need for primary radar.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you might want to be checking that there's not aircraft up there that haven't got the ADS-B transponder going.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I've got. The videos. Unless anyone else has got any suggestions, I've only got 4. And that one there, is that over? So Simon's Tinfoil Tuesday, that should be. And the 2-minute one.
What are you watching in the back there, Paul?
And
Wild Wild West.
Everett and Anton. Okay, I'll move that over there. Anton over there. What are you watching in the background this time?
Wild Wild West.
Oh, okay. Haven't seen that for a while. Oh, that's the opening scene where they're in the water tank. Yeah. BMU said radar something more than Manly implies, most military related. I don't believe he is right, but the work is decades in making. Yeah. Okay. I'll start off with this one. Alright. Will there be music to start with? That's the thing. Press play.
Go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is an absolute treat. This man has been on every major show that you can imagine that would allow somebody to come talk about this subject. Some massive names, and but more importantly, this guy has dedicated his life to this and to making people aware that the Earth is flat.
I would not say such things if I were you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only, Flat Earth Dave.
Get me out of here! Here, just eat that!
A lot of people will look at this and say, and a lot of people have, like, why does it matter for me? Why does this matter that the world is flat?
It's one thing we learn from history is that we don't learn from history. Okay. And because our history is all lies.
Okay.
It's all absolute lies. We're told that we knew the earth was flat 2,000 years. I mean, flat globe 2,000 years ago with Aristophanes. That's a lie. Okay. And that's provably a lie. We're told that, the Wild West and the gold mining. And we're told, these buildings were built when they had horses and buggies. When we look at these things, we couldn't build them today.
A better question would be, why is there a total lack of brain in your head? And my hypothesis is that your particular skull has closed in the brain case so that it is now just solid bone.
I mean, that's the power of, what TV can do and the airwaves with radio and what you listen to, what you feed your mind with. All of that has an impact. That's for sure.
Television programming. Words have meanings, right? Spelling casts spells on people. Okay. The words, when you say good morning, never say good morning. That means good death.
They always get that wrong, don't they, with the words thing? Yeah, words have meaning, but they have usages, not just their meaning.
So, you're dumb.
Airplane, not air globe, not air curve, sea level, not sea curve, sea level. Okay, everything's right in front of us.
Did you get dropped on your head or something?
The Arctic means north, and Antarctic means not north. What did you say? If everybody saw this interview and everyone woke up tomorrow, all governments would collapse, all religious institutions would collapse, all universities would shut down forever. Okay, it's massive. They want to keep us apart.
Motherfucker, what makes you think I care? Shut the fuck up.
So let's talk about space for a minute. Okay, so space is an infinite vacuum next to a gas-covered planet without a container. That's impossible.
The problem with you is you're completely delusional.
And you say to the globe people, well, gravity is holding the air down and it's not going to let the vacuum, the void of space, suck it away.
You are so fucking pathetic.
Well, the void of space is what's called a Tor-17 vacuum. Here on Earth, NASA has a facility. They can create a Tor-10 vacuum, almost a little over half the vacuum.
A Tor-17 vacuum.
A Tor-17. Oh, no. Not the Thor 17 vacuum.
Yeah.
Of space, but the walls are 10 feet thick, made of steel and concrete, so it doesn't implode. Okay, how's gravity holding the air down again?
How do you sleep at night?
Crazy. And then if you look at stars, it gets even crazier.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
Does that look like a burning ball hundreds of trillions of miles away, which scientifically is a
ball?
That's just somebody that doesn't know how to focus a camera.
impossible to see.
Last word, freak.
It's the helio-nonsensical BS model is so ridiculous that once you see it, you go, how the hell did I ever believe this?
You absolute horror of a human being.
Oh, man.
Ding dong.
Well, that was certainly special.
Well, he's special.
A lot of wrong in that.
Wasn't it?
Oh, dear.
His debates are even more laughable.
You can't even make a good idiot out of Weiss.
You know, I gathered from being on Geo's server the other day, Blue, that Rakia is really triggered by you, isn't he? All you have to do is be there.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
Well, we're having a pleasant conversation there one time on Geo's, talking about some stuff, and then yeah.
I
He's just
seem to
gonna
be.
come in and immediately whine about you.
Yeah. I don't have to do anything. All I got to do is type anything in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just tag him and say hello, and then that's it. He's off.
He never stops.
Oh, it's relentless. I'm sorry if when I observe a stupid person, I say, hey, look at the stupid person.
Yeah.
If that's offensive to Rakia, I don't know what to tell him. Okay.
That's not an ad hominem if you call a stupid person a stupid person.
Exactly. Not sure why he wants to devote so much of his time to convincing me that he's got a lot of money.
I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't do me a bit of good, or him. He's not going to have more money if he convinces me that he has a lot of money. I don't see the point.
Just goes to show you that money can't buy brains, right?
He got all pissed off when he sent it. Well, he DM'd me with a picture of his big old fucking boat, and I sent him back an email or a DM and told him he better stop taking pictures of that guy's boat. The guy might get excited and call the police or something.
Oh, was that big white yacht that we'd seen? That fella?
Yeah. Yeah, he's trying to impress me with his boat. That was my remark. You better stop taking a picture of that guy's boat. That really spooled him up.
Then there's SC Montreal. Yeah, that's right, Omix.
Yeah, I have to say I lost patience with SC and his constant repeat questions over and over and over again.
I spent a solid half hour one day trying to explain something or the other to SC, and he refuses to listen. And I just finally got frustrated and said, "You need to go get an education. You're not qualified to talk to me about this." And Rocky has taken that and gone berserk with it. I meant what I said, damn it.
Hasn't he? Yeah.
If you don't understand it and you don't want to listen to me, then go to fucking school and learn it.
Press play.
By the distance to the sun. If anyone ever tells you that we have summer here on Earth because during that time we are closer to the sun in our orbit, then tell them to be quiet and listen. For starters, whilst it's summer up here in the northern hemisphere, down in the southern hemisphere, they're experiencing winter. Now, that isn't to say that the Earth's distance to the sun is constant all year round. We have an elliptical orbit, much like the other planets in the solar system. In fact, during the northern hemisphere winter, the Earth will actually make its closest pass to the sun. In early January, the orbital distance to the sun is 147.1 million kilometers. We call this point the Perihelion. By the time we reach our furthest point from the sun in our orbit, we are a further 5 million kilometers away. This is the aphelion. And this is actually in early July, when here in the northern hemisphere we're bang in the middle of summer. The main reason for the seasons here on Earth is the axial tilt of 23.4 degrees. This means that the northern hemisphere tilts towards the sun in the summer and away from the sun in the winter, and vice versa in the southern hemisphere. This tilt means that during the summer months in the hemisphere in question, they will receive more solar radiation and longer days than that of the days in the winter. If you live on or near the equator though, which is pretty much receiving sun all year round, you only get 2 seasons. Wet and dry. So next time you hear someone claiming that the distance to the sun is the reason for our seasons here on Earth, then you can put them in their place with ease. I've been Simon Dan. This has been a Misconception Mini, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe here, definitely click that one, 100% click that one, and then more videos there. Click that one as well if you want. They're there, so you may as well click them. That one's quite good, but equally that one too.
So it's kind of a no shit Sherlock mini, isn't it really?
Yeah, but I've never really heard the argument that they claim for that one.
Oh, I know, I've heard that. Yeah. How long have you been in this flat Earth game, Terry?
Well, long enough, but I just don't remember hearing anyone argue about that one.
Hmm.
All I get is that they don't believe we're in space and the sun's not that far away.
Yes. A shadow on the moon causes the phases of the moon too. Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Get rid of that one. And what have we got left? Alright, now I've got the thumbnail that I used today. I didn't use it out of this video. I found my own thumbnail version of it. I have seen video footage of this, but I don't know if he's going to show any of it in here. Press play.
Today we're going to be talking about some of the more interesting discoveries in regards to something about the biosphere on our planet and the phenomenon known as the Great Pacific Garbage Patch, sometimes also referred to as the Pacific Trash Vortex, a really huge garbage patch in the middle of the Pacific Ocean formed by various types of debris particles that seem to circulate in the water and have actually been there for several decades. But this is not going to be a video where I'm going to be criticizing this, finding a solution to this, or even talking about problems of pollution to begin with. Or maybe a little bit. It's actually in regards to something that was recently discovered about this patch and other patches on the planet, and something that a lot of scientists don't realize or have never even thought about. And it's something to do with how life is able to adapt to everything. The biosphere of our planet is so powerful that it seems to have evolved and created tiny biological worlds inside of these garbage patches, implying that removing these patches or potentially cleaning these patches to some extent represents a destruction of a new biological world. So let's discuss this in a little bit more detail and focus on some of the things we already know about the patches, how they were formed, and what's been done about them. So first of all, these garbage patches are really formed because of various gyres or various circular motions in the oceans, which are created by the rotation of our planet. And so over time, anything that floats in the ocean kind of starts to accumulate in certain regions on the planet, with the regions you see right here being the most common ones. So there is a South Pacific gyre on top of the North Pacific gyre, there's also the South Atlantic and North Atlantic gyres, and there's the Indian Ocean gyre. And pretty much anything that floats in the ocean ends up in these gyres because of the way that ocean current circulates. But the thing is, some particles, especially things like plastics, don't really degrade very fast. And because of this, over time they created these relatively permanent formations where a lot of different particles start to circulate and create floating debris for a very long time. And not so long ago, the US government ran an experiment where they basically released various trackers in order to try to see how they would circulate in the oceans and how they would eventually settle in these gyres. Now I'm going to sort of fast forward this, but eventually this is where they settled. This was the major discovery here, suggesting that these are the actual garbage patches where everything tends to settle. And when I say everything, I mean everything. Even things that were created back in the beginning of the century, last century. But most of the stuff that was created prior to the invention of the plastics, for the most part has degraded into nothingness. But things that were made out of plastics are still there. Things like plastic toys, toothbrushes, plastic bags, baby bottles, and even smaller particles of plastic, sometimes referred to as minerals, that are often used in the production of larger plastics. And so all of this has been sort of floating there for many decades. Although there is a really important misconception that I have to clarify right away. These patches do not form these islands that are visible from basically a boat or by swimming through them. The density here is still pretty low. You're not actually going to even notice that you're in a patch by just swimming through it. So in other words, it doesn't look like this. Here the density is roughly around 4 particles per cubic meter, which makes it invisible not just to the naked eye, but also to various types of satellites orbiting the planet. With most of the particles not even being that large, none of them are that big. I mean, some are, but most aren't. Most of them are microscopic and are practically invisible to us, something that we usually refer to as microplastics. Here's a really good map, for example, showing us how all of this looks in terms of concentration. This is in kilograms per square kilometer. And obviously, it's not just plastics, it's a lot of other stuff as well. As a matter of fact, from what I've read, there's quite a lot of wood pulp here as well, and the scientists believe that all of this wood pulp most likely came from huge amounts of toilet paper flushed into toilets around the world, with all of this also naturally growing every single decade. As a matter of fact, in the last 60 years, it appears to have grown approximately 10 times in size, with a total mass of all of the plastic in the Pacific region being approximately 3 million tons. And though it might not sound like a lot, apparently it represents approximately 6 times more material in the water compared to, for example, plankton. So basically, for every kilogram of the marine animals that are used by other animals as food, there seems to be 6 times as much plastic, which naturally explains why we've been finding so much plastics in a lot of different fish and a lot of different animals like whales. And also, interestingly enough, a lot of the plastic here seems to be more or less regional. For example, in the Pacific gyre, most of the plastic seems to come from China, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand, and Vietnam. But in the North Atlantic gyre, most of the plastic is either from Europe or from North America. Although China is still the biggest polluter in this case. Approximately 30% of all of the plastic in here is from China. And most of it is not from what you think. Most of it is not from, for example, plastic bottles or plastic bags. It's actually from fishing nets. Fishing nets used by a tremendously large amount of fishing boats that come from China that usually either dispose of them or lose them or break them, or basically they end up in the oceans. And because they're made out of plastic, they do create a lot of pollution as a result. And so even though commercial plastic pollution is still part of it, for example plastic bottles, plastic straws and so on, the majority of it is from the fishing industry. But so far I guess I've been discussing mostly the problematic side. Because of this, of course, there are several different startups and several different movements trying to clean up all of this once and for all. For example, we have this project known as the Ocean Voyages Institute that back in 2019, over a period of approximately 25 days, was able to clean up a huge amount of plastic in the ocean, specifically in this garbage patch, approximately 40 tons. And this is, as of today, the record. Then, in 2020, they did it again, and this time removing approximately 170 tons. And obviously, this is not the only organization that's doing this. But this is where we come to this crossroad. Should we be doing this? As a matter of fact, is this even ethical? And this is where I'm going to leave it to you, because I personally have no idea, and I don't really know enough about this to make an opinion, or to make an educated guess. But I am going to give you some facts. So let's take a look at Twitter. Earlier this year, this wonderful person, Rebecca Helm, posted this picture. Notice the red circles. This is, of course, during the cleanup. Every red circle here represents various types of life that has made various types of plastic their home. And naturally, during the cleanup, everything here died afterwards. And then more recently, she posted this along with a paper you can find in the description below. The paper titled High Concentrations of Floating Life in the North Pacific Garbage Patch. So what exactly is happening here and what are you looking at? Well, apparently the story here starts with this wonderful person, Ben LeCompte, the long-distance swimmer who decided to swim through the patch to see what he can actually discover there. Here is roughly the path that he took. And while swimming through the patch, they collected a lot of data and a lot of samples. But the thing is, as he was swimming through the patch, he didn't just discover plastic leftovers. He also found a lot of different life. Life that wasn't just living with the plastic, it was thriving there. Suggesting, of course, that this guy here created a very unusual ecosystem that has never really existed before. An ecosystem that's now part of the planet. And every time they collected samples, they found something absolutely incredible. They found different types of snails, they found different types of jellyfish, and some of them absolutely incredible. But more importantly, with every collection of new samples, there was even more life discovered in them. And because some of these animals also kind of resemble plastic pieces, that's why certain other animals like turtles or birds end up eating the plastic by mistake. They're not eating plastic, they're actually trying to eat some other stuff that looks like plastic. And that's where things get really complicated. On the one hand, we don't want to have this plastic floating in the ocean because it does create problems for a lot of life on the planet. But we can't just remove it physically, we cannot just get rid of it like it's been done by these various organizations. That kills even more life in the process. Once again, here's the amount of life that was captured by the ocean cleanup. But we can try to limit the growth of the plastic patch by trying to limit the use of plastics, or maybe using alternative to plastics. But that's of course not something we can easily switch to just yet. Plastics are everywhere. I mean, right now if I look around my table and my workstation, a lot of things are made out of plastics. And a lot of them are slowly becoming a relatively big problem for us. I haven't really talked about this on the channel before, but several studies last year discovered that there seem to be plastics even in our blood, microplastics. Right now, in your blood, tiny pieces of plastics circulate and potentially cause problems. Also, every human born in the last few years has plastics in them as they're born. It even has been found in the placenta of newborns. That's a big deal. But that physical cleanup that has been conducted in the last few years might not be the best solution, at least according to the paper in the description, because we're basically killing even more life in the process. As a matter of fact, the scientists in this case even suggest that a lot of these plastic garbage patches sort of turn into these microbiomes kind of similar to the Galapagos Islands, potentially creating a life that would not otherwise exist anywhere else, and maybe even creating relatively thriving ecosystems. And to pivot to that point from the beginning of the video, it just means that even though plastics are bad, life is just so good at adapting. Over time, the biosphere adapted to all of this. But we, on the other hand, might not. It might start causing serious problems in humans in the next few decades. And so at this point, it's really not as much an environmental issue as it is an issue with recycling and with management of various types of waste. For example, recent studies have even discovered that there's roughly around $7 billion worth of plastics deposited in various landfills in the US alone, way more in other countries, making all of this one of the bigger issues that we have to currently deal with. An issue that does not have an immediate solution. But one solution, which is direct cleaning of the patches, might not really be the best one, at least according to the scientists behind this paper. But once again, not my personal opinion, and honestly, I don't even know how to approach this just yet. I'm definitely trying to limit my own personal use of plastics and have been trying to use more recyclable products, but based on what I've discovered, I know it doesn't help anything. As a matter of fact, by eating a single fish, I'm already part of the problem. Remember those fishing nets from before? Well, that is a big deal. Those fishing nets, all of them, are a product of the fishing industry, and by eating fish, we are contributing to all of this. So definitely a really complex problem that at the moment does not have a very good solution. But it doesn't mean we should stop trying. As a matter of fact, we should maybe try different things. Try different things that might work. One of the recent studies, for example, talks about this unusual plastic enzyme that seems to destroy plastics really quickly, within just 24 hours. So could that be a possible solution? At the moment, we don't really know. But we just have to keep trying, keep discovering new things, and also keep trying to study all of this by observing, by making decisions, and by trying to analyze the situation. And this, by the way, is super cool. You can find this video in the description below. And honestly, solving this problem has a lot of incentives, both economically and of course in terms of reputation. Whoever finds a permanent solution to the plastic problem on the planet is most likely going to end up with a lot of respect on the planet, and very likely is going to be talked about for centuries to come. And so maybe it's going to be you. Definitely not me. I don't think I'm smart enough. Anyway, on that note, well, check out the relevant links in the description below, those tweets and the study as well, and subscribe, share this with someone who has learned about space and sciences. Come back tomorrow to learn something else. Maybe support this channel on Patreon by joining a channel membership or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt that, from what I know, does not contain any plastics. And see you tomorrow, stay wonderful, and as always, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Wait, does it contain plastics? No, I think that's cotton.
He wasn't sure.
Yeah, well, I reckon we should clean up the garbage, even if there is an ecosystem there.
Yeah,
that's just my opinion.
Yeah. No, we're not going to get rid of the plastics straight away. It's too spread out. Like even the fish that we eat, that it's been found that we're even getting plastic from that in our own bodies from just eating fish. Yeah.
Maybe we should clean up most of it, but still leave some of that permanent bit there. So
surely those organisms have their own habitat. They don't need the garbage just because they happen to live there. They didn't say there was unique organisms there, did they?
No.
Not yet, anyway. Maybe one day they'll be unique. And as to the fishing thing, maybe I should be able to buy fish from someone that doesn't fucking throw their, pardon the swearing, throws the net in the ocean when they're finished. That'd be a good thing.
Yeah, well, they've even got a thing going here. I don't know when it's supposed to start, about certain plastics, you know, at the shop. I don't know. I think they're talking about like the freezer bag type plastics you get in the fruit sections and things like that. I've even noticed with some products you buy off the shelf, they don't have certain plastics in them anymore. Just the cardboard box and whatever's in it. You got the frozen dinner things. They've got plastics on them.
Yeah. I mean, because there are some types of plastic that are listed, you know how you get the numbers on them. This is this number 3 and number 4. Some of those think you can't recycle them at all. So I don't know why that plastic is allowed to be sold anywhere. That would be another thing to do. That
even though it's got the triangle, even though it's got the triangle recycle thing on it, it's got the number in it. So
yeah, that yeah, it represents this type of plastic where there's no recycling technology for it.
Yeah, what are you supposed to do with it? Bury it.
Bury it, yeah.
It might break down in 1 million or 2 years, maybe.
And burying it's an excellent way to preserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, go and dig up a garbage dump and see what's inside. I bet you most of it's still there.
Yeah. Leaving it laying out in the sunlight's a good way to let it decay.
So we should dump all the plastics in the desert.
Or the ocean.
Oh, the ocean. Yeah, not our problem.
Yeah, Even in the sunlight, though, it does take rather a long time to decay, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It reminds me of the old days when they used to dump the stuff into the rivers and that, and anyone upstream was okay, but anyone downstream got poison and different.
Still, I don't know that I'm too concerned about some critter that is now living in a garbage pile that I can't eat or take home and make a pet out of. If those things go away, it's not really going to bother me.
Yeah, there's no easy solution, but yes, you could think of it as black and white decision straight away by saying, "Yep, no more plastics to be sold or made. We'll just get rid of all of them. Every single plastic."
No, you can't do that.
No,
Medical science
no monitors, no keyboards, no computer towers.
No syringes, no medical implants. No,
nothing. Yeah, no plastics at all.
No, we can't run the risk of killing off this valuable life out there in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. Yeah. Hey, farmers.
There's a farmer.
Not
a farmer.
Thanks for waiting. You can start the show now.
Oh, okay. We can start now. Okay, we'll play Lindsay. Where's Lindsay?
Oh, no, wait. I saw you already played Lindsay. Because when the underground becomes overground and you get a signal, it's like, how are they doing?
Oh, okay. Oh, you're on the train. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I've literally just got home.
You could have turned your phone on and put the camera out the window and go, look here.
It'd have been bloody noisy. Those underground trains are not quiet.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So does Lindsay put out a video once a week, does he? Or twice a week?
No schedule, just whenever he feels like it.
Yeah.
Whenever he wants to plagiarise something.
Yeah. And they're always 27 minutes and 13 seconds, the main ones.
I remember when the district line first had the trains where you could had to push the button on the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, on and off. Yeah, I was coming home from a Black Sabbath concert at Hammersmith Odeon. Had a few years as well, of course. And I ended up standing on the wrong side of the train for my station, and I was pushing the button and nothing was happening because it should. Yeah.
Yeah, because it won't. I mean,
I'd have gone, oh shit, the door's behind me. Yeah, get off that side. I walk back to the next bloody station.
The funny thing is, they've all still got the buttons on, but I don't think they actually do anything because when the train stops, all the doors open anyway. So, but they still build them like that. But there you go.
Well, everybody needs a button to push, I guess.
No, I don't think the farmers went to where he went to go shopping for model tank kits, Stewie.
No, particularly the second place. That was in a rather, how should we put this? It was in the borough of London that's not up there with the best. It's a place called Tower Hamlets. And interestingly, on the walk, because the site was in between two tube stations, said, well, let's just get off at the first one, and whichever way we go, we've got to walk. And we walked past the courthouse, and I don't know what was going on, but there was a dozen or so reporters, cameras, all sorts of things, and a couple of plod stood on the steps of the courthouse. I don't know who it was, because when we came back, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours later, they'd pulled all the cameras back, but they're all still set up on the tripods, and everybody was sat on the pavement waiting. So I don't know what that was about.
Tower Hamlets is one of the places in the UK where the social services system is completely and utterly knackered.
Yep, it's one of the poorest boroughs in London.
So how much megabytes of photography did you take?
Nice. Don't know. Actually, let's have a look. I took a few photos, but
Yeah.
it's nothing like what I took the other week in the middle of London. Trust me, it's no.
okay.
You won't see anything like that. These are very
no
boring.
historical buildings or landmarks or
Nope.
Nothing.
No,
okay.
nothing like that at all. Oh yes,
Wow.
they are rather dull. No, you wouldn't like them. No.
Okay then. Oh well, you're fired as the photographer then.
Well, send me somewhere nice. I'll take nice photos. Send me
Okay.
somewhere dingy, and I'm afraid that's what you're going to
That's what
get.
you get. Okay. I'll have a word to your boss.
Well, if we do that one at Bank, then obviously I shall be going back there, and of course I will need to go up onto the roof to inspect the installation and all the rest of it. So we'll get some more pretty photographs from up
If
there.
it's a nice sunny day too.
If it's a nice sunny day, yeah.
Because you could just pay the money and go up Monument.
No, I'm getting paid to do this. I'm
Yes,
not paying money.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can't reimburse you for any funds that you might be there.
It's really worth the climb. The view is spectacular.
Did go up and have a meal in one of the restaurants in the Shard, and enjoyed the view from the male toilets, because all the urinals have got big windows in front of them. So as you stand there contemplating life in the mysteries, you're looking out on London from, it's at least 45 floors up. It was quite a...
You know, the ladies, the actual toilets face the window.
Yeah. Well, who's going to be looking in? You're 45 odd floors up. There's nowhere... And of course, you know, it's a urinal, so, you know, everything from sort of chest height down is blocked off anyway. But it's quite an impressive view when you're having a pee to be looking out the window and going, oh yeah, that's quite something. From that
I get
height.
the feeling that you're pissing on the world.
What about Perth with drones though, farmers? You've got to be worried about that.
I didn't spot any, and
No,
good luck to them. You know, hey, whatever.
Yeah.
whatever floats your boat. You know.
Sounds like a challenge, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if anybody ever gets a chance to go up the Shard, because you can, you know, there are I think there's several restaurants, and I think it's the sort of thing you have to book in advance, because we did. But yeah, you can go up and enjoy the view from the Shard, which is nice, because I've been going past it every 6 months for years, because it's right next to Guy's Hospital. And coming from the station, you go past the Shard to get to the hospital. So I've watched it when it was just a deep hole in the ground, and over the years up it's gone.
Boomy, you said Lexan was developed from soybeans, so why can't we eat it? We're just watching Anton about plastics, where they float in the ocean and the currents collect them. And you know, should we recycle, or should we get rid of the plastics?
They're finding microplastics in all sorts of very essential parts of our food chain, aren't they?
Yeah.
We're now getting microplastics inside us because of this habit of just dumping crap out at sea.
Yeah. But is there an alternative to plastics to not have this problem?
But everyone assumes that's going to be...
Don't use plastic.
Everyone assumes that having plastic in your body is dangerous. I don't necessarily think that's the case. Because aren't they inert?
But, well,
what do I care about microplastics?
Depends on the size.
Yeah, but they're microscopic particles.
Yeah. I mean, I guess unless maybe if they behave like asbestos particles in your lungs, maybe that'd be a problem. But
Oh, one of the sites we looked at this morning, the basement, which has got a serious damp problem. I hate to think how old this building is. All of the walls were lined with asbestos panels.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's bloody awful. Well, we had to go down there because we just, you know, it could be part of the, you know, the projected store. So we had to go and have a look, and it's lucky we did, because I found where the water's coming in. You know, all these buildings got a water supply, and half the trick is trying to find them. And I did, but the basement was, and they'd been digging up the floor, and we think they'd been digging up the floor of the basement just to try and drain the water away, because they've been having lots of water problems in there, and it's damp and it's manky, and I suspect that basement's probably 200 or 300 years old. And well,
that's a good happy snap you could have took.
I have to sort through. Because that's where the mains electricity comes in as well. And what they've done is the old installation that's probably like, you know, 100 years old. They've just popped all the fuses out, taken the power supply and rebuilt the fuse boards in front of it. And they've just left it all there, and it's all very slowly starting to rust. And yeah. I
pay
don't
for-
think that one's going to get the go-ahead, but I don't
You
know.
pay for what you get though with some jobs. They get cheap contracts to get a job done, and that's what they get, a cheap bloody job.
Yeah, and then the next one we looked at is a new build. So it's a new development. And they said, do you want to see the basement? We said, yeah, we'll go down and have a look at the basement, thinking, oh, here we go again. You could build a bloody nightclub down there. I mean, the basement's got to be at least 10 meters tall.
Wow.
It's got an impressive... Yeah, it's absolutely huge. And it's like, well, what's this for then? And it's not like an underground car park or anything, you know. And it's just like, why have you built the basement so bloody deep? It had to be a good 10 meters deep. It's like, it's fucking huge.
What type of access has it got? Just elevator or stairs or?
It's got both. It's got a lift down there, but it's just like, what are you going to do with this?
Bomb shelter.
Yeah, bomb shelter. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's not even that big a block, you know. I'll thank you, Elmix. Yeah, I could possibly visit Bovington. Yeah, I've never been there before. To the point that I'm not going to Tankfest this year, and because at the time I couldn't afford to buy the premium ticket, and I've looked at what's going around this track, and it's like, oh, that was last year, 2 years before that, and the year before that.
I need to get to Duxford and Shuttleworth soon.
Yeah, I've been to Duxford for 6 years.
My problem is there.
Yeah. It's that man.
That man.
Again.
Oh, this is the I think supposed to be Tinfoil Tuesday, isn't it? The longer one.
Yes, this was Tinfoil Tuesday. Yeah.
The short one was to do with why we get seasons on Earth, and Flurfers think because the sun's closer to us and further away.
Well, I mean, a lot of people make that mistake, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah, because Earth's got an elliptical orbit, hasn't it?
A couple of hundred.
Yeah.
A couple of million. What is it? A couple of million kilometres difference. Out of what? How many kilometres? A few hundred thousand million.
I can't remember what it is in kilometres.
It's roughly 150 million kilometres. Yeah, average.
And 1 million kilometres difference out of that distance is not really a lot.
No, it's not enough to create the seasons.
Are you going to go and visit Finland, Farmer?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, it's not on the list, but who knows? One day, maybe. Yeah, and then yeah, have to meet up with the Elmix, and he can give me a guided tour of their museum.
They can pay for it too.
Well, oh, come on, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, eh? But it's not a bad idea.
I'll finish off with Simon. You've only missed Lindsay and a few others. A bit of Whitset.
Oh no, not Whitset. Oh, I'm gutted that I missed him.
Did you know light is instantaneous and it's always there?
Is it? Wow.
And what was his analogy? A piece of string going across a room.
Oh, not that old nonsense again. Oh God.
Yeah, I love how Flurfers are always like 300 or 400 years behind the scientific times. It's like, yeah, they're just rediscovering all these questions that people have asked 300 years ago.
And answered, yeah.
And answered, yeah. Like, yes, we did think light was instantaneous back in the day, and then someone figured out it wasn't.
Yeah,
and we've moved forward.
Yeah, they used to think the Earth was flat at one time.
Yes.
2,500 years ago.
And then we move forward.
And there used to be monsters out in the sea.
Well, you know why they did that, don't you? Just to make the map look more interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's an empty bit. What shall I draw there? Draw a monster.
Yeah, draw a monster. Yeah, that'll do.
Draw a monster.
Or draw an extra few little islands here and there, so other map makers couldn't copy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently that tradition continues with streets directories.
Yeah, I've
Some
heard
of the
that one
companies
too.
that put fake streets. And
Yep.
they say, you stole my data.
Okay. Push play.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Already touched on yet for Tinfoil Tuesday. It's the world of the paranormal. Obviously, I'm of the opinion that most of it is complete and utter hogwash. And of the very few things which I can't explain, I often hope that there is some sort of explanation out there. Because of this, I cannot be 100% sure that it's all nonsense. But the person we're looking at today is absolutely having a laugh. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Established to help support the channel. Right, back to today's video where we're taking a look at the channel Huff Paranormal, who claims to be able to communicate with dead people. Should be interesting.
Is this the older spirit that I have been sensing trying to come through? Now I can.
Now, that thing he's using is apparently called a miracle box. It's a typical spirit box that this guy uses to detect EVP, or electronic voice phenomena, which he then translates for us. Yes, that's right. He does the translations. It's essentially an amplifier which records radio scanned audio, which is normally beyond the scope of human hearing, and plays it back to you in real time.
When you passed, you were old. You were like 80, high 80s, almost into your 90s. So you were older. You passed in your house. That's what I'm seeing. Show me if you can.
Now come on, come on. Nope, I need to be open-minded. Apologies, please continue.
You passed, you were, I think you were 88, 89. A brick house with stairs. There's a situation with a spirit at a house. It's not this house. And I'm feeling the extreme energy, which is validating that. Can you show me the house that you're in?
That definitely didn't sound like doctor. It sounded like dog.
Come on through, try to stay connected. It's very hard for him to stay connected.
Gibberish.
Do you want me to try to find you where you are? Are you stuck in this house you're showing me? This house is not being lived in right now. You're showing me images of it. It's brick. It looks beautiful, like it was beautiful in its time. That's when you're showing me right now.
20 quid that this guy's seen this house before. Call me skeptical, but I reckon he's definitely seen it before and he knows what house he's looking for.
Wow. I see you working on the property. I see what appears to be your wife, who's now passed. There's a spirit. He's stuck at a house. The house is now abandoned and empty.
Is it me or does it sound like a different spirit now?
Can you get out of the house? Can I do that from here? Are you close?
Talking to two people.
Yeah.
Tim, he's showing me a road. Oh my goodness. He's showing me the intersections, the roads. I am just getting goosebumps over my entire body.
Over roads and intersections. Whatever floats your boat, matey. But seriously, this spirit is stuck in that house, but he can communicate with you when he's really, really far away, stuck in that house.
I see this image of this brick, tall house with stairs. Now I'm seeing it in its current state. He passed in the house. The house was in need of repairs badly. The wife did pass before him, but for some reason he's stuck in this house. I'm not sure if it's even safe. He's showing me where to go. It looks like it's about an
Well, he's
hour.
fucking dead, isn't he? Of course it's safe.
If I leave now, will you help guide me
Can't be dead
along the
again.
way? You'll wave?
That sounds like a hard no.
I don't know if I'll see you, but I'll hopefully feel your energy, Tim. I'll leave in a few minutes, okay?
Yeah. Right, that sounded like in jar, not indoor.
I'll try my best to find you. I'm gonna physically get in my car and try to find this building. I feel like he showed me a road, but I get the feeling I have to drive a long time to find this. So I'm either gonna have a day of just driving or a day of finding this spirit, Timothy.
And he knows exactly what road to go on as well. Something doesn't add up here, does it?
Alright guys, so I'm trying to find this house. I've been driving almost 30 minutes now and I have not seen any abandoned houses, especially any houses close to what I was shown. They did show me the road, which is the road I'm on. I'm going to drive about another half hour out. If I do not see the brick house, then this video will never see the light of day. If I find a brick house that's abandoned that matches what I saw in my mind, we will check it out for sure.
So you obviously find it then
the other day.
House. Hour and 10 minutes. I see a brown house up here that's brick. It looks tore up. What the heck? Oh my goodness.
And there is no way that he's seen this house before. I mean, he's probably never travelled on that road before in his life. Even though he lives in that area, he's totally never driven on that road before. Come on, people. I genuinely can't believe that some people fall for this. Oh, right, he's going into the house. Let's see what he finds.
Wow, the floors are rotted in here. This is the place. I feel an intense energy.
Probably the
Doesn't look
burrito
like a
lunch.
very old house.
But I'm not walking on this floor. This is Steve Huff. Is Tim here, the spirit that was stuck here?
Hang on, there's an app as well. And he just so happens to connect with the same guy on that app. Oh, come on now. Seriously?
Buried in the something. Did you say... I don't know, it's so noisy out here. We're on a main road.
And look, you have to set the voice to the one you want. Male British, amazing. The app will make sure a male British voice is coming through. Was this guy not American then? Or does the app not support that? Right, hang on. Let's hear that again. Is it just me, or did it sound like that word there was down and he translated it to up? Honestly, he's playing games with this now, isn't he?
Wow, this is dangerous just being here. I'm looking for the spirit that was contacting me at my house to try to find you. Are you here?
Yeah.
Can you come with me? Find me here in the house. You can come with me. It's too noisy, it's hard to hear.
I wonder if the act of turning that dial up there turns the microphone on and therefore start recording his own voice. Not sure how it works. Maybe I should give it a try. Okay, here it is. I've got it recording. Are there any spirits here right now? Who are you? That sounded like Haley, didn't it? Oh, it's giving me the shivers. There's a woman called Haley at my house. Haley, what did you used to do? That sounded like hash mining. Can you manifest yourself into my cat? I'm sure that said meow. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Are you a flat earther? What? I said, are you a flat earther? No, makes no sense whatsoever. It's totally recording things in this room and playing it back in a weird reverb way. Total nonsense. As you can see, a total and utter failure there. Huff went back the next day apparently, where the spirit totally corroborated his theory that this guy was stuck in the house. I'm sorry, but this is not enough evidence for me. A funny little box and an app that records things. It sounds a little bit more like smoke and mirrors and guff and beans to me. Now, clearly this is still an area where a lot of research needs to be done. Now, I'm not saying that spirits aren't real, and I'm not saying that they can't be communicated with, but so far, I am yet to see any evidence at all. So until then, I can only subscribe to the understanding that it is highly improbable. If anyone wants to try and prove me wrong, then of course I welcome the challenge. There we go, another episode of Tinfoil Tuesday, all wrapped up, all done and dusted in a nice spirit box package. Thank you so much for watching today. I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please do consider hitting that subscribe button. We need to get to that 500,000 subscribers. We are about 50,000 away. And if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button as well. Just enough time to once again thank Established Titles for sponsoring today's video. Remember, click that link in the description or go to establishedtitles.com/SimonDan and use the code SimonDan to get 10% off. I've been SimonDan. Have yourselves a great week, and I'll see you all on Friday for the Flat Earthers of TikTok. See you then.
Oh, TikTok. Terrible bloody app that is.
No, don't go anywhere near it.
Well, I don't agree. Further research needs to be done. It's already been done.
Okay.
Yes. And it's all bollocks.
And it's all bollocks. Yes. Yep. James Randi would have had to give away $1 million if it wasn't.
There's no such thing as
And
ghosts. There's no such thing as spirits. It's just tosh.
Well, if there was that type of thing, or an entity or whatever, there'd be other things to back it up.
Not people filming at night in deserted houses using, you know, image intensification and infrared cameras going, oh, do you feel, it's cold. Oh, did you hear that? Really? Really? Show me a ghost in broad daylight.
Yeah, exactly.
Go on. Why is it always at night and, there's a feeling, I feel the chill.
There's one behind you, Farmer.
Is there? What? Is it possessing my bagpuss?
Yes.
Don't say Bloody Mary 3 times.
That would completely explain Bagpuss, wouldn't it?
Bagpuss overlord.
You dropped it.
Wait a minute.
Is it broken?
Didn't you hear it?
No.
We can't hear it.
The microphone picks up me on the keyboard, but it doesn't pick that
Yeah,
up.
exactly.
Sorry, Bagpuss, didn't mean that. There you go.
It's that bloody Logitech thing again. Because mine's really loud too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's weird that, but yes, if he presses belly, he makes the you hear the little sound effect, and Bagpuss go, which he does. You know.
Well, you should have did the sound effect without us knowing, and we wouldn't have known.
Yeah, well, I can't do the twinkly bit, you know. I'm surprised the microphone didn't pick that up. Never mind. The best laid plans.
We could always rewind it and turn the volume up full, and then see if we get it. And go to all that trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, Jaren Urism was asleep. No, we're not starting the show again, Jaren.
No, they wouldn't do it for me. I ain't gonna do it for you. I
Yeah.
mean, you know, I've been here half an hour. However long it is.
How long have we
Fucking
been
hell.
at it? 3.5. Yeah, that's not too bad. At least we didn't have rumpus here, Farmer.
Oh, don't. No, I'm too knackered for that. Well, that's only about 500 miles I've done in 3 days. You know, there was a time where I think nothing of it, but now it's like, why do I feel knackered? Oh yes, I'm not a young man anymore. Bugger.
Exactly.
Yeah. You think you are. Up here you might be, but your body says,
Your mind says yes, but your body says no.
Your body says, think again, Johnny Ball.
Yeah, what were you thinking?
Yeah. Oh, well, never mind. Might have a bit more energy come Saturday.
Well, if no
Yeah,
one's
here's
got
the thing.
anything else.
Oh, I won't be on Saturday. Queen's Jubilee event in the middle. I shall be at.
Oh, yes, you're going to be out, aren't you?
Okay, you're going to be absent. Okay. I'll put it in
Terry,
that.
before you,
He's got a note.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to ask him for that.
B flat, I think it is. Yeah.
before you close down, Terry, maybe I should just see how my share screen technology works if I'm going to do my quiz.
Oh, okay, yeah, I don't mind you testing your apparatus.
All right, what if I hit the share screen on that now and do that? Share sound.
Oh, look at that.
What do you see?
We see a TC Guys quiz.
Yep.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah, right.
there's no bouncy bits.
Well, yeah, I was thinking I need that to just test the test whether the because I do have actually video in my quiz. I got a 2 video questions. So,
okay.
Anyway.
Oh, that's going to work. And how long has it got to plan? About 10 minutes.
How long does the quiz go for?
Yeah.
Is the question?
Oh, sorry,
Well,
I misworded it.
I don't know exactly. I should test it, shouldn't I?
Oh, not now. But not now.
No, I'm not trying to do it now. No, I'm not saying to do it now. When do you want it? It's ready.
Well, we could do it Saturday. Who's not going to be here Saturday? Alan. You're going to be here, Farmer?
Yeah, I'll be here. Yeah.
Blue could be here. Limey could be here. Yeah, the only person we're missing out on is going to be Alan, I think. Yeah, that should be. You don't mind missing out, Alan?
No. I apologise in advance for not being here.
Yeah. Okay. Or you can always watch the replay. Yep, that'll work.
And yep. What time do you start? What time do you try and do the quiz?
Well, any time from 9 o'clock. Any time from 9 o'clock, I'll plan it 9:15, something like that.
All right. Cool. So I'm more competent than the average flat earther that I can share my screen. Okay, that's good. Yeah.
What's that tab say? Porn Hub something. What? Oh, sorry. You know how to stop share?
Currently sharing still, is it?
Yeah.
Nice. There we go. Stop share.
There we go.
That's it.
Oh, good. It's not compulsory to have any bouncy bits. That's just Paul's thing that he throws in.
I didn't see any this morning today.
Yeah, there was bouncy bits today.
Was it? All right. Yeah, well, I mean, I could.
What do you want me to show you? Show you the bouncy bits again?
I mean, it's a good excuse for my internet search. Friend of my wife's, trawling from internet search history, and it says I'm searching for bouncy bits. It's just here's research for the quiz.
You got to put your own flavour on your own quiz.
Yeah, that's it. You do your own flavour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can have things that are not bouncing. You can have things that, whatever, anything, doesn't matter. Okay. Well, I'll say me goodbyes out there in the text. You can chat amongst yourselves, you know.
What?
Speak up. You're not allowed to. That's my gig.
I am knucking fackered. I'm glad I'd still got me travel mug up with tea for the drive home, because otherwise I'd had to pull over somewhere, I think. Never mind.
Oh, buggeration.
Yeah.
That can happen.
I'm going to have to go to the bloody optician again. I don't really want to go to the optician again because it's a pain in the ass getting there and getting home again.
I don't like going there because it generally ends up being expensive. You need a new pair of glasses. No.
Oh, yeah, I'll just end up with another set of free glasses, won't I? Because, like, if my prescription changes enough, well, I get another set on the NHS.
Yeah, that's the problem. The NHS won't cover what I need. I get a lot of things free for being, classed as diabetic, but these, no.
You got bifocals, you were saying the other day.
Varifocals, yeah, and they're the expensive varifocals. You can't see the line. There's no.
Yeah.
That and the frames weren't cheap either. They're titanium and carbon fiber. They weigh nothing. They're very strong.
Well,
they weren't cheap either.
I like my $39 glasses. They're good. So, yeah.
These, I think, were around about £500 all told. I mean, most of that is the lens. They are the expensive lenses. They've got an anti-glare, anti-reflection coating on them. All the whistles and bells. Because if you're going to do it properly. Because I've got months worth of contact lenses sat in a drawer somewhere because I just can't. Contact lenses. You can get. They're called multifocals, and they have an inner and an outer, and your brain makes the transition for you for when you're going from near to far away, and your brain goes, he's looking at far away now. You need to look through, concentrate on, say, the outer bit of the contact lens, but they're just not. They ain't good enough for close-up stuff. To the point where the optician said, "Oh, you could have another pair of glasses to wear over the top," and I said, "So you want me to wear glasses when I'm wearing contact lenses?" Yes, I'll just stop wearing contact lenses.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of bollocks that they were saying then. If the brain's going to do it, sounds like the old.
It does work, but you just can't. You can't get as good a prescription in the contact lenses as you can in the glasses. And even when I'm doing my modelling kit, my modelling stuff, it's fiddly close-up work, I just take my glasses off. But you can't keep doing that with contact lenses. You can't take them out and then put them back in, and take them out and put them back in. Whereas, of course, glasses will, glasses, yeah. Oh, wow. I never forget a face. But I can't see hers, so I'll never forget them instead.
There you go. There's your bouncy bits.
Jubblies.
That's what you missed out on TT and Farmer.
That's nice. I've seen it now. That'll do me till Saturday. Thank you very much.
Yeah, don't ask me what the mathematicians were.
Babbage, Pascal, Euler, Maxwell, Laplace, and Leibniz.
Oh yeah, you're just looking in the chat, aren't you, to see what your answers were?
So you didn't do. Let's get this right now. Patton, Abrams, Challenger.
No. That's Saturday's quiz from me.
Cool beans. I like the sound of that.
I didn't think all those people were mathematicians. I thought they were all physicists. But,
well, yeah, they kind of were, but you know.
I mean, maybe Pascal.
Yeah, like
Didn't he have a?
mathematician.
Hasn't he got a computer programming language named after him as well?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And I mucked me mathematician joke up.
And is Pascal something to do with the binomial distribution as well? Is that?
Yeah.
Where's your mama?
So I guess he's a mathematician.
Went out in the yard. I feel you. You're hot.
Palmer, do you want to tell you about the constipated mathematician?
No, but somebody might ought to tell Blue that he's hot micing. There he goes. He's
Yeah, sorry, I was playing with Joker.
Ah. Is Joker going to say goodbye to the peanuts?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. All right then. Who'd we have out there today? Stewie, Elmigs, Judy was... Oh, was Judy late? Boomer, you, Elmigs, PPC Nat, Dren Urism, Roomfondle. Did I say Stewie? I'm going to end up repeating some names here. Sean Hawkins. Oh, Sean Hawkins dropped in.
No.
He says, I don't give a toss about Simon Dan. Okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinion. Crumpy
Opinions like
old
arseholes.
cunt. Yeah, everyone's got one.
Yeah.
Who else did we have out there? Demon Orb, Elmigs, Roomfondle again. Oh, there's a farmer's boy out there. Did someone mention tanks?
I'm sure somebody did.
Yes, Blue Marble Science.
Oh, Jesus.
Blue Marble Science said, save the cockroaches. Okay.
Don't think they need saving somehow.
Carl.
No.
Elmigs. Anamorphic Mind. Did I say Boomy you? Triggered Limey. Oh yeah, don't forget Triggered Limey. He was here earlier. I think I'm nearly there. Oh, Jinx you. Don't forget Jinx you that answered some questions.
Oh.
Done well. Oh, Dave Cannabis. Who else was out there? I'll say Carl again. Because he did put a few comments out there. TT? Oh, the TT guy. DVB. Still going. No, that was it. I can't go any further. If I've missed your name, I'm sorry. Mick said I mentioned you 4 times. There you go. That worked out well.
Don't forget the Elmigs.
Okay, no, but that'll be 5 times if I say that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already said it 4 times. 4 for what? What do you mean? These peanuts, I tell you.
4 for that. Must be mad.
Oh, thanks, Alan. Thanks, Gene Shoemaker.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Thanks to the late farmer's boy, and thanks to the late TT guy, and thanks Big.
I think I had a good excuse for being late.
Oh, obviously. Well, you couldn't get the train to drive any faster.
No.
And you couldn't get it to not stop at the stations.
No, yeah, that's you've had it. You're knackered, you know.
No such thing as a fast service on the tube, is there?
Nope, there certainly isn't.
All stops to wherever you got to go.
Hello, Triggered.
He's out there. Wallace and Gromit.
He's out there.
What's Wallace and Gromit got to do with anything? Oh, well.
I don't know.
Okay, then. Oh, good night, panel. Good night, Peanuts. We'll see you on Saturday.
Peanuts.
Good night, Peanuts. Good
Good night,
afternoon.
folks.
Hey, Peanuts.